Welcome back. We in the building. It's your boy D Friend.
What's good? It's your boy B Neil back in this thing.
Another episode of Absent Sure Podcast. A lot of things to get into, a lot of things to discuss tonight. Before we get into it, let me go ahead and post this out. Appreciate you for being here. If you're watching the live, if you're watching the replay, we got a lot of things to get into today. So,
Mm,
Bryce, you will start us off. You got any good things? We started off good things before everything gets rocking.
I
We got
was
a lot of
trying to
shit.
get a portion, trying to get a fortune. I ain't gonna lie.
He changed his mind again.
Had a good week, man. Nah.
Oh,
That song was just referring to what I'm about to talk about. But nah, it was just a good week. I've been working like shit though, but nigga, I had a crazy day because in the servant world, if somebody don't show up, it's a good and a bad thing. I mean,
mm-hmm.
it's more money in your pocket because it's less people on the floor, but nigga, you're gonna be busy. When I say I was the only person on the floor at nighttime, like 25 people, or 25 talk came in and the whole restaurant full, and just me, a host, and a manager. We like, hey,
That sounds like money to me.
it was crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. I made $50 an hour that day. I worked 12 hours. I let y'all niggas do the math.
All right, well, let's do the math real quick. No, let's do the math.
let's do some calculations.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good day. That's a good day.
A good.
Anyways, salute to Bryce for having a great day. Got a lot of. I had a good week. I'm excited to fight you this weekend. I love the UFC. Big fights this weekend. Usman versus Chimaev. Islam versus Volkanovski. It's a great week. It's about to be had. So, anyways, what we want to roll into today, man. There's a lot of things going on. DJ Envy's real estate partner just got arrested by the feds, allegedly. That's going on in today's society. Drake ties Michael Jackson. J. Cole gets his first number one. BET, I didn't even really realize this till Wardu's podcast talking about last night. Kendrick Lamar won some BET awards that are a little bit questionable. We could talk about that. Obviously, Gaza, Hamas, all that's going on. Gaza, Israelis.
Yeah, it is some good topics. Excuse me. But I think we should end off a little. I should start off a little light with
Okay.
the conversation of J. Cole, man, and not having a number one. Like I really, I seen the conversation going on. We had the conversation, but it just was going over my head, like what that really meant. Like the nigga really ain't got not one number one, not with a feature, not with a solo. That's insane to me.
Not nothing.
And it's like when I start thinking about it, I'm like, I get it. Because when I listen to his music, I can understand it's not any like
It's not
super.
the most mainstreamy, like gonna be number one type of music.
But even then, not one song of his is that's kind of like Neighbors. Like,
nah, not Neighbors. I think
like I'm saying, like for a week, I think
yeah.
the Neighbors think and it was based off him going to jail. Like, it was a good moment. Like that didn't go number one. That was a trendy ass song. That song was hard as fuck. Like that's just insane to me, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, like Middle Child, I feel like Middle Child was a big deal. I'm surprised Middle Child didn't go number one. I feel like that was a big record for him in that time when he was really, on his shit. I'm trying to figure out which ones were the closest. Middle Child was number 4. That's the highest that it peaked. The song he did with Lil Durk, All My Life, that went number 2. He had the song 2016 Deja Vu, went number 7. My Life, which was him, 21 Savage and Moray off season, went to number 2. Pride is the Devil was number 7. ATM was 6. Kevin's Heart was 8. Interlude was 8. 95 South was 8. Is either Amari or Miri. That was 5. So I mean, he's got the off season. The off season had a couple top teners in there. He was close in a couple of those. I feel like this won't be J. Cole's last number one album. I mean, not number one album, number one record. I think when he drops his album, the fall off, one of those songs will go number one that week. I believe it. That one of those will go. If the off season had like 4 that was top 10 when he dropped, I thought he could get a number one by his own record when he drops his album.
So I got a question. Is it like his beats? When you listen to his last album, what was that? The follow? No, the
off season.
Like all those beats are like traditional rap beats. Nothing too trappy. Nothing too like not when I say advanced. Like just like outside of rap, but niggas make it a rap beat. You know what I mean? Like he kind of stuck to the Guns N' Roses in a sense.
Yeah.
To use that analogy, I don't even know. But Yeah, so I wonder if it's that, like if J. Cole get behind some trap beats, I say this all the time on some other producers, is that the difference? Is it just that, something like that? Because
It's got to be. It's got to be a big. He has to make whatever single he's about to put out a big moment. I feel like because if you look at Kendrick Lamar, let's not act like Kendrick Lamar got all these #1 records.
how many
Kendrick,
Kendrick got?
Kendrick got two. He got one, which was Taylor Swift, "Bad Blood," and you
So he
can,
got so he got one hit.
no, and he has "Humble," which was #1 for 1 week. So it's like that was a big record. I'm not going to shit on "Humble" at all.
And that's not poetic justice?
His only #1 by himself is "Humble." That's it.
Like not like at not one time that poetic justice peach #1. That's tough. Like what about the song with him and
The
Rihanna?
highest poetic justice peaked was 26.
That's
Didn't even hit top 20.
crazy.
Yeah.
Even with the song with him and Rihanna, like that, like, I would have seen like something like that, especially with Damn and all that, being like a project that was like how do you say like
Commercially.
commercially. That's the word I was looking for.
What's the song with him and Rihanna called? I thought
Love, right?
Loyalty. Love
Loyalty.
was with the other guy. Rihanna had the so Loyalty peaked at 14, and Love peaked at 11, which I'm surprised. I thought those were big. Like, that's still good placings, but
That's
I would assume that
crazy.
those were
Like,
a lot higher.
but I mean, I guess so. I just never really think about it because I mean, Drake got how many? 80?
No, not #1s. Drake got 13, 14 now.
And
#1s.
that's how you passed up Michael?
Well, he's tied with Mike now.
What was the thing he passed up Jay-Z though? Jay-Z had like 50 or 60 of these hoes, and he
I
had
think
passed up.
maybe just entries into the Billboard or top tens, maybe. It
Oh,
was like
okay,
top
okay.
tens. But
Cause
yeah, but for Kendrick, like he almost had another #1 in 2018 with Wayne. Mona Lisa with #2.
okay, that's understandable. That should have been number. That could. I don't see how I didn't go to #1 for at least a day. But so, what's Drake #1s?
A bunch
Guys
of
plans,
God's
highlight bling.
plan.
Like, I guess I get
Yeah,
that because it's like the songs that even go like #1 for Drake. It's like there's some shit that I think like 10 Fever. That bitch should have been #1. Play
yeah,
that bitch should have been
yeah.
#1.
So Drake got Wait for You. He got God's Plan. He got Work. He got One Dance. He got Jimmy Cooks. He got Nice for What. He got In My Feelings. What's My Name with Rihanna. Way Too Sexy. Tootsie Slide. And
Not even a Find Your Love.
no, there was another
He's
one.
like certain
What's Next with #1, and that was off a 3-pack, right? That was like off one of them 3 packs
yeah
he dropped.
with
So and Slime You Out with #1, and then this First Person Shooter with #1. So yeah, that's what Drake got.
yeah, and it's not like Drake best songs. I get it. I guess I get it, especially from if Drake's #1 songs are these songs that most rappers not gonna be making in the first place. I can kind of get why some of these dudes only got 2 or 3. I just never thought
Yeah.
about it. Like so 50 Cent got how many? Like because 50 Cent got a good front heavy catalog when you talk about some of his top 10, 15
But
songs.
that was in the early 2000s. How many of those went #1? 50 got four. 50 got four #1s.
So yeah, I just thought that it was a little higher for all other rappers. So for J. Cole to have 0 and 50 Cent to have 4, I'm not mad at that. If I'm being
Yeah,
honest, because when we talk about 21 questions, we don't got nothing to call out. We know the nigga shit.
yeah,
You know how hard them hoes went. What about Kanye? That's the question.
yeah. And also, it's like what type of records you got to make to hit a #1. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
Like you got to do certain shit. Like Ludacris, think about it, like we just said 50 Cent got 4. Ludacris got 5.
that's
What
what
type of records is Ludacris? You know, what type of records is
he
Ludacris
had
making?
them hoes. He had them hoes. Like I expect Ludacris to have about. I mean, I expect Ludacris to be competing. I didn't know the number was at 5. I thought niggas.
Kanye only got 4.
What?
Kanye only got 4.
Kanye West only got 4 #1 songs. What are these number? Give it to me, please.
Gold Digger,
Understandable.
E.T., which is a Katy Perry record. Not even so. Really, that's not even a Kanye record. Stronger in Slow Jams, which isn't his record either, which is Twista, but still he's a big part. He's a big part. But I'm saying really, but only his records. He only got 2.
That's
which is
crazy.
Stronger and Gold Digger.
What like 808s and Heartbreak, the shit off on that album?
It's close. Like Love Lockdown is 3. What's the other one I just saw? Knock You Down. That's Carrie Hilson, but he's still a big part. That was 3. Heartless was #2. Like he's close. Like Run This Town with Jay-Z, Rihanna. He only got
Flashing
two.
lights,
Flashing Lights peaked at
all of the lights.
29.
That's crazy. My mind's blown at these
Nah,
because
I would have thought a lot more of these have been number one. Even birthday song. I don't know if it would have been number one, but seeing that birthday song only peaked at 47 with him and 2 Chains, that seems really low.
all right, I gotta
Like
start trolling.
47.
How many Big Sean got? Let me see if Big Sean competing with the GOAT.
Let's see Big Sean. Let's see. We got to see. He got zero. He got zero. He got
Okay,
none.
okay. What about 2 Chainz
He got none. He got none.
and Meek Mill? Them about 3 names I wanted to throw out there just to see because them some niggas from my era.
2 Chains ain't got none either. He got zero.
God damn, 2 Chainz got them hoes. Come on, no lie. Birthday song. Like, come on, bro. Like,
2 Chains got none. Meek Mill got none.
God damn, it's a hard knock life, boy. Shit.
I guess that's why it's kind of impressive for Drake to do. But like I said, the type of music he's making, and like me as a Drake fan, I don't necessarily like. I'll take it over Kendrick and them, but I ain't gonna like dance on the Michael Jackson grave with it because like Michael Jackson's number ones are like
Untouchable.
the crazy like number ones. But even like the thing about it is like he's about to pass Michael, but he still got people he got to pass. Like the Beatles got 20, Mariah Carey got 18. So it's like you still got those people to go in.
I think you could pass him.
Yeah, he could pass him if you keep just dropping
It's
music.
just tough though. At this point, like, because you gotta think like Mariah Carey, she had what a solid 8-10 year run where she was just dropping music. I mean, she still do shit here and there if I'm not mistaken, but Drake on that 8 to 10 years, and now he got to do another 8 to 10 to get another 13. Like,
Yeah.
shit, that's a lot of years of Drake putting out great quality music to only have 13. Like, yeah. But once again, it's the quality of music, the style of music that's gonna make certain songs go number one. Mariah Carey got them type of love songs that bro is infectious. That I mean, obviously Drake got some infectious music, but Mariah Carey voice, that shit.
Oh my bad. Actually, my bad. I spoke too soon. So him and Michael have 13 right now. Who do you think? Okay, so there's only 3 artists above Michael right now. I gave you Beatles. I gave you Mariah Carey. Who would you guess has 14 number ones?
It's not Beyonce. It's not Rihanna.
You're wrong. It's Rihanna. 14 number ones. Rihanna got.
I thought people were saying she didn't do good with sales.
She got 4. She got SOS was number 1. Umbrella, Take a Bow, Disturbia, Live Your Life, Rude Boy, Love the Way You Lie.
I get
What's My Name? Only Girl.
Hating on my verses.
We Found Love, Diamonds, The Monster.
Play all that shit.
She got 14 of those.
I play all that shit. Niggas was shitting on me. I ain't gonna lie, that's a hard catalog. Rihanna better.
Yeah, she got more. She got. No, I won't say she better artist than Drake. I think it's like you said that singing shit propels you, right? So it's impressive. Like when you really look at the number ones, you got the Supremes at number 7. They got 12 number ones, and that was back in what was that like the 60s? Back in that was back in the civil rights. They was getting number ones in civil rights times. That might be the most impressive, honestly. These 3 black women got 12 number ones in the 60s. And it was like back to back to back. It's like 64, 64. They had like multiple number ones within the same year. So their first 3 was all in 64. That's 3 number ones in 1 year. Then in 65, they had 3 more. Then in 66, they had 2. 67, they had 2. 68, they had 1. 69, they had 1. So they had like 12. And that's within a 5-year span of time.
That's crazy.
They had 12. Like, salute to the Supremes, man.
That's like when motherfuckers say they did a deal back then for $3,000 and you convert that to the deal done now.
Yeah, they'd have been raking in the dough right now. God damn.
That 12 or whatever the Supremes got really worth by 40.
Bro, that shit worth it. But yeah, that's just to round out the top. You got Whitney Houston with 11, Janet Jackson at number 9. She got 10 of them. Stevie Wonder got 10. That's to round out the top 10. That's good company to be in, man. You got Janet, Stevie, Whitney, the Supremes, Madonna, then Drake, then Michael, Rihanna, Mariah, and the Beatles. That's crazy.
Like if we gonna talk like Drake catalog competing with them, but if we talking about just numbers like top 10s, Drake getting washed.
Oh yeah, we talking about the number ones. Yeah.
Drake's we talking about all outside of rap, obviously. Like
yeah. We can't. I can't play. Let me see. I can't play Tootsie Slide and then play. It's like and then play Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Rock with You, Billie Jean, Beat It. Say. I just can't stop loving you. Bad. The way you make me feel.
or some shit from Whitney, some shit from Mariah, like certain shit,
Yeah,
bro. Like you don't want to go against that top 10. Even the Rihanna top 10 versus that nigga, like I'm taking a lot of them other artists, and obviously Drake my favorite, but
yeah,
his top, I would say that his mega big songs never was my
yeah.
favorite.
Those ain't his best records, but salute to him in the rap category. He moving up. He moving up. He's doing his thing. Salute to Drake. I guess that's a good thing for him. Like, as far as like, oh, people ain't really fucking with the album, but fuck it. I tied up with Michael, so we
He on
rock
this
that way.
LeBron James year,
And
uh,
he might pass up. He might pass him up. Who knows? Like that Yeet song might, go number one next week. So who
it didn't
knows?
go. It was projected to go. What people was thinking was gonna go number one, but it didn't.
It started like picking up traction towards the end because like TikTok and shit like that. And but J Cole, I think in the initial surge from J Cole in the beginning was like too much for it to kind of catch up to it. But next week, like I said, I don't know TikTok shit, the little memes, like it's possible, but maybe that shit just dies down, then it just drops off. Who knows?
Damn, this nigga Drake out here giving other goats number one hits. That's crazy.
Yeah. Salute to J Cole, man. He got his first,
Let me stop.
and I give it to him because he was like a standout on the track. It wasn't like he was just on there doing some bullshit. He was out there really, doing his thing. So
Yeah, it
gotta
went
give
number
J
one
Cole.
because of him for sure.
You gotta give J Cole, yeah, for sure. You gotta give J Cole the credit for that one. Salute to J Cole. Drake should buy him something for getting him, to that point, tying up with Michael Jackson. So, what else we want to dive into, man? We talked about Drake. We talked about the number ones. We already consensus that it's cool, but those aren't like those aren't the
What?
best of the best number ones. But
Kevin Porter Jr. girlfriend recant her story.
yeah, she made a statement that like she never got hit.
What about and didn't she have like a fractured vertebrae? Like a dislocated vertebrae? What are we
They
talking
they dropped the assault charge. They said they couldn't prove that she had a broken vertebrae.
about? What? She never wants
I,
to
that's
address
I,
that?
I don't know. That's just she. I can read it if it's a long statement. I can read it, but that's her statement. I mean, that wasn't even her statement. They dropped the charges saying that they couldn't prove that she had a broken vertebrae. So that was like the district attorneys and shit like that. So
You know they
pretty
were
much,
gonna try to do their best to get that done.
yeah. So she said it's been deeply frustrating and disturbing by the manipulation of what was stated by the prosecution to be criminalized, harassed, and misrepresented at the expense of charging someone else as dishonoring and insulting to my integrity. To have someone cultivate their own narrative and expedite false statements was completely reckless, defamatory, and a violation of human and civil rights, as well as the judicial process. I don't want my trauma to be someone else's campaign or agenda. I will not support defaming someone's character, regardless the color of their skin, stature, or notoriety, to illuminate myself.
This is girlfriend.
Yeah, this is girlfriend talking. I have never granted anyone, including family, media outlets, or officials, permission to speak on my behalf, other than my lawyer. My privacy and relationship shouldn't be used as a headliner for personal gain, engagement, and suffering. The harassment and the eagerness for me to support these claims to justify their position and remarks is a matter an assistant DA took into her own hands while I was vulnerable, emotionally healing, and unavailable at the time of information being released. It's a long fucking. I don't even feel like reading this long ass thing, but pretty much.
That sound like some let me blame other niggas type shit because she got caught up.
It's unfortunate that misleading information and narratives were shared, bring forth current charges in this case. There never was any insufficient evidence provided because it never existed. So they're
So
saying they dropped the charge because of insufficient evidence. She's saying the evidence never existed. So, but my thing is like this: my only gripe with this is like, if all that was true, like he never abused or anything, why did it take months for you to say like,
this public statement.
"Hey, I'm
Not,
good"?
you ain't said before. You said when the charges get dropped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Is that to make like yeah, is that like what you said to make you look like, oh shit, I tried to do something. Fuck, it didn't work. They're doing this. It's like it kind of does look like what you're saying. Cause why not? If that's your boyfriend, and now you say nothing really happened, there was insufficient evidence, there was actually no evidence. Why you been ain't say something? Why it take now for you to hop out the window and say something? It
Man's
just
about
look a
to
little.
get traded. I seen that on the report this morning. He was
He
about
already got traded. He got traded to OKC, and then
to,
they cut him.
oh, they cut him?
Yeah. That's
That's
what the report said. It said the Rockets trade Kevin Porter Jr. to OKC. We got Victor Oladipo, somebody else in the draft pick, and they
and then
got him,
they
and
cut him
then they cut him.
to
So
money rights and shit.
yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy. She basically just ruined this nigga life because he was on a good trajectory. Now I don't know what the fuck happened. Don't get it twisted. She could be lying But well,
She
when
could
they
be
do
lying
that,
up. She could be lying to protect the bag because she's like, I still want
yeah.
to, maybe
But
partake in the
even
money of it.
then, the fact that she said this stuff that the DA went all on their own limb, I'm sure they did the proper investigation and they ain't come up with shit. So yeah, she seemed like a bald face. Like I can't even count for her or
Yeah.
try to give her justice.
It just looked weird. It's like you see him, like you see every sports media outlet talking, "Oh my god, he's disgusting, piece of shit. He broke her neck." Like they made somebody he like severed her spine or something. Like he went crazy.
Yeah, almost
And
killed her. Or was gonna
yeah,
kill her if she
it
ain't
was
get
about to
outside
kill
the
her.
hospital. I
And
mean,
then there was
outside the hallway.
and then there was no reason. Like they didn't really give like a reason. They just pretty much said he came home and just started punching her in the face. So it's like, why not say something at that time? That's the only thing I'm looking at is like, why not say something
Yeah,
then?
nobody like this shit came out because you brought this shit up. Nobody would have like Kevin Porter ain't start talking about this shit. Ain't
Well,
nobody.
something that she didn't bring it up. Like the police came and then they put out their statements. DAs put out their statements. She
Um,
didn't even speak yet. My thing is like, if
how
these all these things are false, why would you not speak?
how did they even come up with an investigation and know anything happened though without her saying something? She had to push some type of button.
Well, somebody probably called the police if there was really some type of disturbance going on. I don't think it was just like because they had like they had some type of shit I seen initially,
Mm. But
but
even with that, so let's say he do have some type of he got into a little argument or something like that. You, as a person that you feel you just as culpable in the argument or something like that, you ain't have to go into that. Like you went to try to get this man hanged when the police came at some point. When you talk to the police at some point, you because who else gave this story about your neck and all this other shit? Who else
yeah.
gave these story like
Like, who said you was getting punched? Like, are you telling me that the justice system just made up everything? Like all these stories, articles that was getting put out, is all that just fabricated out of thin air, and everybody was just making up shit? Because if that was the case, that's crazy. That's like, bro.
that's
So the media just made up shit. People just saying shit.
and what is crazy is like they could have been anybody at that point.
You
It
know.
could have been Jalen, whatever the nigga name is, Jalen Green or Victor Oladipo. It could have been anybody that felt like doing it because it's like, how do they know y'all got domestic disputes or arguments and trouble? Like, why would they pick y'all to just make up this random media circus out of all fucking people in sports? Not even just basketball, just sports in general. Media could have picked LeBron James if they wanted to. If they want to make a sensationalized story and lie about some shit, like, out of all the people they could come up with, like Kevin Porter Jr. on the Rockets, like people not even talking about this story like this. So like, it just that would be insane to me to think like media just like let's make up a story.
So let me. This is what she said. Let me just read this little part. She said, "The information Assistant DA Myra Cruiser received was by hearsay and invalid to my truth. She stated that although there was no consent or confirmation of my medical records, there was an officer present who overheard possible comments from medical personnel and informed the DA what my injuries might be without proper confirmation. She decided to present that during the initial arraignment while media was present. She states in her email that my trauma has been compounded by the fact that they have not been able to have a full conversation with me. So, like, the DA charged him off of something the officer said they overheard, not her actually getting confirmation from a doctor.
But
That
how
just sounds like to me that sounds like disbarment to me. Like that sounds like this lawyer should never be a lawyer again. If you're just charging people off of hearsay and no actual evidence, you're just going after people for maybe a story like, oh, this is a basketball player, this is a moment for me. I don't think we should have DAs out here looking for moments, looking for one ups and
for
steps up
sure.
the ladder. If that's the case, she should be disbarred. Whoever the governor is, I don't know if governors are allowed to throw out DAs, but if that's the case, if she really had no evidence and she charged this guy, because let's say this: if she's saying like nobody talked to her doctors, something happened. If they're talking about doctors are involved.
Yeah, like
Maybe something happened. Just
how you
they
gonna come
like
to the hospital?
they over extended what actually happened. There may have been like a abuse thing going on. Let's say he choked her out. Like that's not good. But let's say he
But
did that.
so,
But then it's like they're saying, oh, he broke her neck and he did this.
but my frustrating thing is then why are you recreating everything like nothing happened at all? You ended up in the hospital.
You know,
And teams did their own investigation too and decided to do all these moves and stuff like that as well. Like Miles Bridges at the end of the day still on the motherfucking Hornets. So to me, well, I don't know if he on the Hornets now because he just turned himself in some on some other shit. But before that situation, the initial situation, he was still on the Hornets. So for them to make certain moves, I feel like they figured out certain stuff. And the fact that she was in the hospital in itself, like, why did she go to the hospital? If nothing happened, when the police show up because somebody called in the hotel, why are you at the hospital? Just nothing happened. Why do I
Yeah.
need to go get checked up? Why? Because you got to think about it. You go from the ambulance and getting checked up there to seeing if you okay and they talking to you and see how you feel to, you know, like, we could let you go here, like, especially if you're saying ain't really nothing wrong and they feel that way, they'll let you go there. But no, you went to the hospital, so that's like a double down on some shit. If you really know how the medical should be
But
working.
what if the thing is, let's say she got abused allegedly. Let's say she did get abused, but she just wanted to do it low key and like this has happened before, or maybe she didn't want to get embarrassed because she is in the WNBA herself. Like she didn't want to make this a big deal. I'm gonna just, but when the DA gets involved, they're like big name basketball. Well, I don't say B, he's a big name basketball, but he's a basketball player. She's WNBA. This is abuse. This is media. This is a case. This is like motion, and they go overstep what she didn't even really want because she even says like even the false reports that are being spewed about Kevin previously being abusive in our relationship is a falsehood. So I don't know. It's a
I said, you sorry, Miss Lady. Once you go to the hospital and they see you have a couple different whatever breathing hard, hair scuffled up, they can do what they want to do at that point. Because
you know,
that's just how it goes. They don't need your direct consent to go ahead and charge people. That's just how it is. So if he did something and you wanted to keep it to a certain level, unfortunately, that's just not how life works, especially on when you dating somebody
famous.
of a celebrity or famous, because certain people will take advantage of that. Or even in other situations, some people you just get a dickhead ass DA versus other people. The DA don't give a shit about that. Like that day they ain't give a shit about looking over cases. So your
Yeah.
shit got passed up. Life happens like that. So for her to think that, like, she was, I don't, like I said, to end up in the hospital, I think something happened to some degree, or at least like she either she was lying to a crazy degree or something else happened with them and she lying. But the fact that she recanted everything just makes me kind of feel like, what
It's
the
kind of
fuck
weird
is
too. It's
wrong?
like after we see what happens with the NBA, we see he gets traded, then he gets cut. It's like, oh shit, he's losing his livelihood. He's losing whatever. It's like, did you not think, especially 2023, that something like that would happen? So my thing is just like, why not speak out about it sooner? But that's all I can say about it at this point, honestly, because
It's a weird
it's
situation.
crazy. It's crazy. So, we'll see. I don't know. It's fucking. It's a crazy situation. What else we got, man? What else we got?
We got some serious topics. We got some bullshit topics. It all depends what you want to get into. The biggest thing I'm seeing as far as just conversational pieces, a train, like, this is real life.
Oh, okay,
Like,
okay.
I seen the picture.
Bryce saw that. He says, "Is that real?"
Like, I should be photoshopped these days. I know they be trolling too. They really about to let that shit go.
Hey, when you want to do anything for cloud, brother, that's just what. Oh shit! Hold on, zoom out. Whoa, whoa.
Doing anything for clout.
You do anything for cloud?
Anything
That's how
for
shit
clout.
go. That shit go. I told you it's a powerful, strong drug. If you don't know what we're talking about, Adam 22 posted a picture of his wife. She was sitting in the middle of a couch, and there was 5 dudes behind her, looking like the meme where it's like the white girl and then there's the black guy surrounding her, and we're about to have sex with her. That's what we're about to do. Um, from what I saw from looking at his story, she was holding up a sign that said "For the love of Lena." So what I'm thinking they're doing is they posted that to make everybody think that she might get a train run on her. But what they're probably doing is they got this house and they're making these guys compete, which is crazy as well. Compete, and whoever wins gets to fuck her. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think they're doing.
The,
They're
the,
making it like a game show. Who's
the
gonna
crip
fuck
nigga
Lena?
being there is hilarious.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What if he wins? You want him fucking your girl? I don't think so.
I honestly want him to win.
I really do want him to win. Just for
Like,
the just
oh
for
no,
the
oh no, no gay shit though. But I want him to win just for the
No,
spectacle.
just out the spite of it all. Like, oh, y'all want to keep doing this weird, like whatever. I get y'all in porn, but that's still some weird shit. I don't care. So y'all want to play? Let's play. Let the devil play. Let him play, and let C Mac be the one to do it. Let him be the guy that wins the competition.
That's insane to me.
But it's like I said, bro. It's like the internet and things. It's like, what can I do to one up what I did last time? First thing, she have sex with a black guy. It's big. This is the biggest Adam's probably ever been in his career. He's getting talked about by every outlet. You got Andrew Tate talking about him, Candace Owens, like all these people who never gave a fuck about Adam 22 are talking about him and his wife. They're going on podcast tours. They got the young streamers, Kai bringing them on, Aiden, like they're just getting clout out the wazoo. So once you do that, the next question is, what's next?
Insanity.
And next is what you can't just have sex again with another guy. It's like, oh, she fucking another guy? All right, whatever. Now it's like, is it a potential gangbang, or are they gonna like do this love of like Flavor Flav type shit? Who's gonna get the fucker? But even just whoring your wife out like that to me is just like on another level. For money, like, bro, y'all already rich. Y'all claim y'all made so much money off the first one of the dude fucking your wife. So to do it again, it's just like at this point, you like y'all like the attention. It ain't even about the money at this point. It's about the attention. Because I feel like for him too, I've been seeing him do a lot of shit lately for attention. I be peeping, little shit like the whole like now he had a sex tape with him and the Selena Powell. I know you probably don't know who Selena Powell is, but she's like a girl who's Instagram and she was like fucking all the rappers. She faked the pregnancy with Offset. Cardi B kind of believed it, that whole tension there. She used to fuck with academics and 6ix9ine, like this whole,
Oh yeah,
she one of them type people. So he put out a tape with her on his him and his wife's whatever. I feel like that didn't pick up the traction he thought it was gonna get. Like, oh, Selena. That's like, okay, then we don't give a fuck. So what's next? You know what I'm saying? Well, okay, that didn't really work. What do we do? And even the Meg Thee Stallion shit he brought up with Blueface, like, oh shit, Blueface, the face I make when Blueface told me Meg Thee Stallion sucked his dick 3 days after Tory Lanez shot her. It's like that could be a story, it could be true, but it just feel like clout chasey, like 40-year-old white guy looking for any way to get clout. It just looks, it looks away. And it's corny. That's how I look. I look at it as corny. Like I never want to be so engulfed in this media landscape that I get sucked into doing anything for attention. I don't want to be looked at the guys like I'm just always constantly looking for moments. I just don't. To me, that business plan, it works. Obviously, like you'll see the numbers spike up, but do you really want that to be your legacy? Like I'm the guy just out here looking for moments. Like Vlad just puts out content. You know what I'm saying? Academics has moments, but his moments are just him and his opinion. Adam 22's moments are like, what kind of drama kind of start up? Crip blood niggas arguing. Like it really nothing to do with him. It's really just him like orchestrating shit with people. It's like if you would be known for that, that's cool. But I don't know. It's kind of like it feels like I don't say depraved. That's kind of like a strong word, but it's just like a desperate way to have your name, your brand be out there.
Yeah, he'll sell out for sure.
Yeah,
do whatever.
Yeah. But like I said, a person who you see would do whatever for $1, it's kind of like, do you trust doing business with a person like that?
That's insane.
Because I feel like this, if you sell your wife out, like I get it, she's important or whatever, but like if you constantly sell your wife out for money and fame, it's like, bro, you'll sell anybody out. Anybody.
Yeah. Especially when you think about certain conversations you ain't had with dudes. Like I've had weird conversations about how dudes feel about their girl or about certain people. And I feel like he had them kind of conversation with people where he'll talk about like little shit where he like talk like self-deprecation like on little things or even shit on his own woman, but then act like he love her too. Like I know he probably one of them dudes, like the dudes that sit in the car or don't want to go home. Them type of dudes, they always have some like slick shit to say, but they still married and shit. I feel like he one of them dudes for sure, bro.
Yeah. I think he like, to me it's just weird because like the age thing to me, like the age thing to me is a major factor. Like being 40 is like I feel like once you get to 40, like I'm about to be 30, I'm like I'm matured in a certain like type of way. I still maybe do childish shit from here to there, but like to be 40 and to still play, like to me this feels like the Island Boys. Like what can we do? I mean, incest, that's a lot. That's crazy as fuck, but it just feels like that type of vein. We're just gonna do whatever we can do to get some type of attention, and this is his way. Because nobody cares about what Adam 22 has to say about hip hop. They don't care about his opinion about the world, Israel, God. They don't care about none of that, right? His interviews, like he might have people on there that make shit. Like I said, people will make things viral. We were in Crip Mac on, he'll argue with this guy. Those will go viral, but not really him. So the only thing he could do is just like, hey, who's gonna be the next guy to fuck my wife? It's like, okay, that's what you want to be known for. Cool. Like you want that to be your legacy? Like, go right ahead, buddy. Make the money.
The problem with him is like I feel like if he'd have just stuck to his original, even with the like let other dudes kind of do the thing, and I'm just here in the middle, he'd have been fine. But when you start becoming such an unlikable person, that type of regular content don't work no more. Like, but if you'd have just stayed just like neutral dude, like Jerry Springer almost, like motherfuckers like Jerry and this nigga the most antagonizing instigator in the world. Like and people fuck with him. So I feel like it was a lane he could have had, but it's just like I don't know if that wasn't enough for him. Like that's all I wanted to ask earlier. Like we talking about him being rich and stuff like that. Like how rich was he just based on his like channel and other shit he
Yeah.
did? Because
I mean, before all this happened, right? He was claiming he was making $1 million a month. I think that was just off No Jumper. That wasn't even when he was doing the porn thing with his wife. I'm not when I said the porn thing with his wife, I'm talking about when it was just them two having sex with girls on their own like podcasting, not like this new bring the guy in thing, just them. I
he
think he
was
said he
making
made a
millions
million
on that.
off of No Jumper. I could have swore it was just off No Jumper. So if you're making $1 million just with No Jumper every month, obviously there's expenses and whatever. But let's just say we know YouTube channel. Yeah, you can't. We already see how much he's paying the people. You weren't paying niggas that much money to do work at your thing. So you probably profiting at least like 400,000 a month. Um, and then you had the porn thing on the side. Who knows how much I was making from that? And then she do her own porn thing by herself. So who knows how much money she's making? So like, bro, y'all had money. And so you had to have some type of money.
Man, it's weird.
But hey, but like I said, it could just be it could just be a troll. It could be like we're doing this thing, but it's not like nobody's getting fucked here. It's a gotcha. People do that shit too. It's like they'll just draw you in, get like the outrage, and then it'll be like this is really what we're doing. We're not doing that. We're doing this. Y'all thought we were getting ran train on. Oh my god, that's what it looks like too.
Goofy as hell.
But you know, that's the type of shit you do when you're looking for attention, fame, and clout, and that's what niggas will do. And it's sad. It's honestly it's pathetic. At the end of the day, as a man, it's just a pathetic thing. Most men wouldn't look at that and think it's honorable. Maybe niggas on the internet look at that and be like, "Oh, that's a new
No,
wave," But I think it's pathetic. I think it's
doing
pathetic.
anything for clout. They're doing anything for clout.
So, yeah, it's pathetic. What else
Man.
we got, man?
Speaking of doing anything for clout, I think we should get into that Offset album, huh?
Yeah, let's get a little. Let me pull up the track list real quick. Offset dropped the album this week, and I salute the Offset only because we always say like we want people to do proper rollouts, we want people to do the things, go interviews, do whatever. And he's been doing all that, so salute to him. It feels like he actually cares about the success of his album. Set It Off. So it's called Set It Off, right? Yeah, Set It Off. So he got 21 tracks. Like I said, am I really jumping for joy for 21 tracks? No, because I don't think most people can make 21 track albums that are a solid project. I think, like I said, a lot of rappers, if they just condense it down to like 13 records, they'll be good. So, what were your initial thoughts on the project?
Initial thoughts. I honestly was impressed from the intro. I like the intro. He was rapping on good beat and all the different job stuff. Um, I thought from honestly listening throughout the whole album, I was impressed. There was only a couple songs I was just like, that's a skill for. It's just kind of a little repetitive. And if you had maybe other Migos on that song, or maybe if Quavo was on there, it might have sounded a little different. But other than that, I think at least like 70-75% of the album was like a good listen.
Yeah,
I got some songs I really like on there. Some not too much stand out. Like I know that's gonna be like a hit or a top 20 or top 50 song.
that
But
worked this song. I think it's gonna be a hit. Not
like,
because of Offset really, but because of Don Tolliver, and I can see this already
oh
having like a
yeah, I
little
think
bit.
I
It's
did.
having a little motion on TikTok. So I can see that one being the one on his album that kind of does good. I thought it was like I said, I went to it judging it just off like Offset. Like I wasn't looking at no other rapper. Like what do I think that Offset can do and deliver? And I say he delivered on it. Like I said, some of the songs and him rapping by himself is cool. Some like I said, with the Migos, to me it kind of felt like they were like always perfect together. When they were on their own solo things, it was just them on songs. It always felt like it was kind of missing something.
Mhm.
But I think overall he did pretty good on this project. Like I said, salute the Future.
Yeah.
Future on Broad Day. Future on Broad Day was great. Saved a
Yeah,
few
it's some songs
times.
I definitely gotta go back and listen to. But I'm
Yeah,
on. I like that one. Don't you lie. I like that one. It was like some like probably like 2 or 3 song runs. I was like, oh, that's a good run.
yeah.
Let me see what other songs I like. Even the song "Princess Cut." You know, I'm not a big Chloe fan. I actually like that song. I liked her verse. I like the energy. It actually felt organic to a degree. Like I ain't feel like like I said, her shit be cringe. Like let me see what other songs. I think "On the River" is on the no not
On the
on.
River's the intro.
Yeah, that hoe is pretty cool. Honestly,
That was good. It started to me. It started off. It started off like the first four to me were like great,
yeah,
right? The other one like was like fuck these niggas, fuck these bitches, fuck these. It was like it felt repetitive. It felt like you're trying to get something going here, but it wasn't really going for me. So I was like, I'm good on that one, cool on that. But yeah,
it's love. I ain't like that one.
overall for Offset, it's it's good. It's good for him.
Yeah, I don't expect it to do no crazy numbers. Hopefully, he can go over 150.
No,
Maybe.
he's not. He's only doing this. They do like 85.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I figure, and I mean, it's unfortunate. It's just this day and age in rap where, um, I, and it's in a bad year. Just I don't
I
think.
ain't gonna lie though. I feel like for him that's good because he is when they're together, they're the Migos, and they're apart, they're like not as powerful. So for him to be a solo guy by himself and do 85, I feel like that's good for him.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a step in the right direction. If he wants to continue dropping music solo and
yeah.
further his career as a solo artist, I feel like that's a good start.
Even the jealousy song, like that, might be my favorite song, just because he was like, I can't let Cardi B watch me." He
Hmm.
was on that hoe. Like, I could see that song doing some
But
some.
that's already been out there. They dropped that before the album.
I know they dropped the what's the name, but I feel like when the album kind of dropped, maybe it might get a little more steam. But I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
not. I like that one though, because when it first came out, maybe it was just the long like video, or whatever. I kind of didn't really give it a chance.
Hmm.
But as a song, I like Cardi on that hoe too. I know
Yeah,
you're
she
not
did good.
a Cardi
I ain't like the no, I like Cardi. She's good. I ain't like the other one they had to get. I wasn't too big a fan of the freaky one. I thought the
yeah, I
jealousy
don't
one
think so.
was better, but
I don't think I
hey.
like that one either.
But I said, Salute to Offset, man. He's doing all the things he need to do. He does all the media. He did every big major media platform from what I've seen. He's doing the black media. He's doing the white media, and he's just doing what he got to do. He's promoting his
Yeah,
album.
he killed that one white awkward girl. He ain't gonna lie, that was a great interview from him.
Yeah.
He was on her ass. She tried to play him with that salty shit, but he got on her ass. What's her name?
Bobby Althoff.
So how you feel about her? We never really ever talked about her. Like people was kind of getting on her ass because like what she had Black Widow in there, and she was acting kind of like she had a different energy. She wasn't giving that dry, stale interview.
That the Black Widow shit felt like a paid promo type thing. Because if
Mm,
you watch it and it's like the clip they put out about it was like her like, oh your hair's out of place. Oh, should we get that Reach balm? And it's like the Scarlett Johansson has her own like hair thing, and it's like, oh yeah, I
mm.
could do. It felt like that more like a paid like I don't know
So you're
type of
not hopping
thing.
on her she a racist train yet?
I don't think she's racist.
That's what people
Damn,
trying to
niggas went to racist.
say. Basically, I mean, if you boil
But
down what people trying to get
but see,
to.
but that's because people ain't watch all her shit. They ain't watch her first one she did with the white guy. She was tearing the nigga ass up.
Oh yeah, she did. I
She
see
was tearing that white nigga up. She's like, who
that.
the fuck? Like, she's going crazy on
She
that.
was like,
She
"Damn,
going
you a
harder on him than
bitch."
any. Yeah, she going a bitch. Like that was like people don't really be looking at shit. They be saying shit. Like
I forgot about that. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga was mad.
he was like, what the fuck?
And that was a classic interview based on just reaction. But I thought they had like previous animosity. I didn't know that was like a like
I
a
think this is like
dude.
her shtick. Like she was like this in her thing, but people just be reaching. Like, and it's like, can you to be like I get it. Like I don't really be mad at her. I would talk shit about the artist more. Like y'all don't do shit with black people. Like if you're a person and they say, hey, you want to interview Drake? Like is she supposed to say no? Because people are gonna get mad at me. Oh, you can go interview Lil Yachty or Offset. Like she's supposed to say, no, I'll pass. It's like, yeah, I'm doing a podcast. I'm trying to get numbers, views. Like, why wouldn't I? A Tiger, like, why wouldn't I interview these people? I'd be more mad at like, why is Drake not going and sitting down with whoever, Joe Budden, whatever, right? That's his decision because he controls the shit. what she said, he made her. He controlled the recording. He took the recording. He edited it. He gave it back to her. Okay, you can put this version out. She didn't even control shit. She just was the face, really. So really, Drake determines who you interview with. So I'm not mad at her for
And
like
that's how he always does it.
doing an interview with Drake.
When
Like,
he did an interview, I'm sure with I forget those dudes that came to his house, the lights.
Rap Radar, he controlled the whole thing.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean it's smart with a dude at that level. It's like, bro, I can't risk
but
this.
yeah, but it's like it's also too. It's like, yeah, are we really gonna get something authentic here? Or is it gonna be like a PR
Well,
Drake fluff piece like type of fucking
with
thing?
this with these type of interviews, yeah, it definitely be like a fluff, but it's entertaining based on just what he wants to give you, not so much really getting like let me really get the insight on how Drake think or live sometimes. But like back in the day, I remember he dropped a documentary or something like a little 30-minute documentary from like around the album or something like that. Like I appreciate that type of stuff, even though it's obviously a doctored, edited product from Drake. So it's, of course it's going to be the best versus like, hey, come in and do this interview, which is, hey, at the end of the day, this dude making music. If a nigga don't want to be challenged, I can understand that because at the end of the day, you just creating art. And
Yeah,
who really wants to get in a debate over art when you are the actual artist for real, for real? Like it can affect your thinking. It can affect a lot of different things. So I'm not mad at someone like Drake doing that. Like, say for instance, when like a artist is about to like have an exhibit with some pieces that they have or curated or even created themselves. They created an environment. They invite the people they want to invite. Um, they set the tone and all these different things. They have certain speeches and things like that, and then they present their art. Um, and most of the time, let's say you do a reverse and you go just put your random art in somebody else's shit that's like some judges or critics or something like that, you may not get that same like narrative or um, that vibe around it. So people may not view your art the same. So I'm sure it happens in many other fields. So I'm not mad at him for him doing that, honestly. But so
yeah. I just don't really. I don't be caring for it. Just be like, all right.
yeah, like so, like even with the Yachty shit, like I didn't watch the Yachty one, but I guess just me being older, I'm not so much involved with the person more than the music. As even I was younger, it was cool to watch certain things, but I wasn't trying to see what was Drake every move. I wasn't like following Drake's every like I wasn't liking every picture he posted and shit like that. I was more
Yeah.
concerned about the music he dropped. So as I got older, it grew even further. I feel like.
I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, for Drake, I wouldn't even know. Like, even think about a Drake interview, I wouldn't even know what I would like want to hear them even talk about. Like, my thing is like, if you go do it, just do it like somebody who actually fuck with you. Like I said, like a nigga who been supporting your whole career, like academics. Like, just give him the look. Like, bro, he been rocking with you the whole time. Like, just go sit down with him. But like, there's nothing I can think of that I would want to hear from Drake about.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was watching I kind of like watching people who I don't really know too much about. Like when I was watching the Rich Paul Breakfast Club interview, I was like, I already know shit about Rich Paul. I know he's like LeBron's manager and he owns Clutch Sports or whatever. But like him just telling his life and his story and how he got there and shit like that. Like I like hearing about shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like I know Drake through the music. I don't really need the interview
Yeah,
to a degree.
yeah, that makes
He,
sense.
he does a great job. And the only different thing for me is you can't kind of say he shortchanges us because the dude is a good actor or a good entertainer. Every time he does like a hosting event or anything like that, I always enjoy that. I will say that. Even the video that's recently he posted with that one dude where like he seen his girl and
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh shit! Like I remember you from back." That's some like obviously that's some shit that's up his alley because he a rich nigga, but he also played that shit well in the skit. So I feel like seeing that side of Drake is cool because obviously I think he's talented in other lanes than just music for sure.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Damn, I was looking at my bad. This shit on Instagram popped up. Jordan Poole had, man, I guess it's preseason, but 29 in the first half. I mean, hey, salute to you, going crazy. Um, Fuck Prize Picks. I'll say that. Fuck Prize Picks. Um,
Nigga
bro,
tired of
it's
taking
always, it's
L.
always, it's always. I take an L every time, damn near, because I just recoup the money back off the, you pick six, if you get five, you win some type of money back. But it's like, bro, it's always that one person Like, bro, was it Monday night we was talking about it? Monday night, they was off to a great start. I was like, oh shit, Dak's doing this shit. Okay. Herbert and them doing that shit. Bet. And then it'd just be like, it'd be one thing. I would have won, right? But Tony Pollard, that one little 60-yard that Dak threw to him, he went over. Cause I like I told you, when it comes to running backs, I picked the rush plus receiving yards because maybe they're not gonna get receiving yards. Just that one, it'd be that one little just breakaway play that they get that's like, boom, okay, your whole shit shot now.
Yeah, you be fucking with them 6 mans, but you gotta leave them hoes alone.
You gotta go big or go home, man. Shit. Cause it'd be little shit, be like, bro, you spent $8. If you win, you get 200. Like, why not? Like, here go the $8.
You're not really losing. So me, I put like 50 on the bet, and I'm trying to win.
So you going like 50 on a 2-man for 150. I'm going $8 on a 6-man for 200. So it's like,
got a good chance of hitting though.
But the thing is, if I win, or if I only get the 5 out of the 6, I get $16, and then I'm gonna split and do another 2 6-man. So I might get another 200 out of, you know what I'm saying?
6 be hard. I ain't gonna lie. Depending on the day you betting, like back when basketball season comes, it's gonna be a lot better. But with talk about it, Monday Night Football, boy, you got.
I think it's not. I don't think it's not good. It's not good to. I don't think it's not good to do it. Like 2 teams, same game, because it's too many different variables. Like, okay, now this team's blowing them out. It's too close, or is this? You got to kind of spread them out on the Sunday. Because my strategy this week was like, okay, I'm gonna do all the 12 o'clock games. I got picked, so if I win any from there, I might double it up on the 3 o'clock games, and then if I win something there, I'll double up something on the Sunday night football game.
If you do it, you got to make sure it correlates. I'll be watching YouTube. So let's get some game for the prize pick. Player props. You want the information about the player props? Come to Absolutely Unsure. We got you here, ass.
We got you. I got you on the player props. I'll be doing my little research. Shit.
What they be saying is like, so say you got Phoenix from Washington. He throw for 400 a game. If he throwing for 400 a game, most likely his receiver's gonna be at 60, 70, 80 yards. So you're gonna double up with a quarterback and his receivers, and that's cool. If you want to pick somebody from another team, say they playing somebody that they're gonna blow out, pick the quarterback to have like a low fantasy score, or not get his yards. If it's like Ohio State going against somebody else, it's like you want to try to bet towards what you actually think the game gonna happen, even though that could obviously go wrong. That works, but thinking like one quarterback gonna throw for 300, the other quarterback gonna throw for 300, like both running backs gonna get 75 yards.
Yeah, no, that's too risky.
It'd be too much because obviously maybe in the Pac-10 that shit may work, but you gotta know where games and what type of teams and divisions and all this other shit you in, like and betting on. But me, I think I'm gonna stick to the dudes that control the game the most, and that's quarterbacks. If I can't find good quarterback props, I'm leaving them alone. Whether if it's a sorry quarterback or good quarterback, because it flows through them. Like a receiver, the nigga can be having a good ass game, but he just need one more catch, and the quarterback ain't looking his way. It's just I'd rather the quarterback, like even with the CJ Stroud's like, shit, he ain't get it, but I feel like he had all the opportunities to, and he ain't get really snubbed unless like maybe the game went a certain type of way. But even then, he still got a chance to get it, because even if they down, like if a team down, running back ain't getting the ball. 2-minute drill, running back ain't getting the ball. Like it's a lot of scenarios where a running back may not get the ball, and it's like it's hard for me to pick running back unless I'm picking the under. Like receivers, I be wanting to pick them, and at certain time, like with the reception shit, I gotta stay away from that shit because that shit tough. The reception tough. Maybe yards, but that should be sketchy, bro.
Yeah, I went out on a limb. I did a 4-man. I did Tua over. He got over his yards. Mm-hmm. I did somebody else that was like, this is a lock. I forgot who it was. I did Kyle Pitts. He went over. He did good. And then I said Max Crosby. Bro, he always gets a sack. Max Crosby is going against a trash offensive line. He's going to get it. Then I went the other white boy, what's his name, from Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson. He either got a sack every game. He's going to get another one. And when you're watching the game and they're so close, they're like right there. They're like grabbing them, or something happens, a penalty or just something. Like they're right there. They don't get the sack. It's like, and even like what Darius was saying, I was like, Khalil Mack had one game where he had 6 sacks. He had shit else the whole season. I ain't going to do it. I'm like, maybe I'll pick Khalil Mack against the Cowboys. Who knows? As soon as the damn game starts, He gets a sack, and the next play Dak runs for the yards. So those two like picks, if you pick those two, you're locked already. He got the yards running, and then you got the sack, but you just never know. But you do prize picks, salute the odds. Fun. It's fun. It's fun. It makes the game more interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw me a. I think I'm gonna throw me. I got paid today. I'm gonna throw me a 50 ball and a 3-piece or a 4-piece and try. I'm trying to win 500.
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie. I went out like a chump last week trying to get that five, bro. I was so close to touching that. I was almost at it one day. I almost hit 1,000 because I was like literally one off on two of them, and it was 50 for like a 4-piece because I think they do like 10 times or something
Yeah,
like
10 times, 10x.
that. That's a 50 for 500, and you just gotta get 4 right. That's money, bro.
Hey, I better hit that Steph Curry. They got Steph Curry over half a point when the NBA season start. That's a lock right there. He gonna get a half point the first game. Come on, that's a
But you
lock.
only can bet $25 on them.
Oh, you only bet 25 on those?
Yeah, you can't bet higher than that. I be trying to throw the
Shit,
kick
still
the fleet.
do a 4-man. You get 250. Like it.
Good point.
Do him, do Jokic, do LeBron, and do Anthony Davis. I don't know, do all of them. You got it.
Yeah. And what about you think about like not being more? What about being more patient? Like I'm gonna do a Thursday night game, Friday night game, Saturday night game, and some Sunday night football. Like I got one pick from one day, I got another pick from this day. Instead of just like I got all these tickets on one day, because it's like
Oh, I don't be wanting to wait. I'd be like, because honestly too is like if you do that, like say you do a Thursday night game, you do a Sunday night game, and like say I do college football plus NFL plus whatever.
you don't
It's like
win.
as soon as the college don't hit, it's like bro, it don't even matter. Like get the fuck. Like I got to see it all in real time happening at that same time.
Yeah, that's true.
I was going crazy on prospects one week, nigga. I was like betting on WNBA shit. I was like, fuck, we going in, we gonna win something.
I can't
Like
do
last night I won $10 from Monday Night Football. So I said, fuck it, I'll do it on baseball. The numbers was looking good and they held me. The one thing let me tell you one last thing on prospects. One thing for me personally that's hit every time is pitching outs. For pitchers, the pitching out thing, that shit always hits.
Yeah, because they really just got to get to a certain amount.
They just got to get if you just get 12 pitching outs like over, that's good. Like I did that last night. They was over. It was the other shit is too with baseball is too I don't know like hits and strikeouts and all that shit. I can't do it.
Total
I can't.
bases.
Yeah, I can't do it because you never know who's gonna suck that night, who's gonna do good. But also salute to the Aces. They won the WNBA finals. How he scammed really? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. DJ Envy. So DJ, according to sources, right? According to sources, Tony the closer, who's really been pushing the button on this DJ Envy, Cesar Pena real estate fraud thing, posted an indictment saying that Cesar Pena, DJ Envy's business partner, got arrested today by the feds. They was getting sued, but now they claim he got arrested by the feds. So it looks like the real estate RICO is something that is real. It looks like something that is taking place. And I don't know how DJ Envy fits into that cog if we're talking about indictments, but it's not looking too good at this moment.
He's definitely under investigation.
Yeah, just because you are his partner. You did have a TV show coming out with him. You had him all over the radio with you. You know, you're part of. There's something there. Do you think he's claiming he's not culpable for anything? He said if y'all gave him money, that don't got nothing to do with me. He even owes me money. So it's like, hey, I know I gave him the platform. I know we got the seminars, but all that y'all giving him money, doing backdoor deals, that has nothing to do with me.
He a bitch,
DJ Envy.
In my eyes, as a man, he a bitch. As a man, he a hoe. You cost millions of people lives and you not being accountable. You put this man on a platform and you got some of the biggest platforms. People trust you because you rich. When people rich, people assume you're smart. When you're rich, people assume you know the way.
Yeah,
they want to follow you home, and you took advantage of that. I'm even sure some of these people he was signing, he was trying to get some percentage. Like, why was you putting this nigga in the rooms with certain people and you wasn't like you ain't had no interest in it? You just wanted to see people do real estate. Like, you calling Joe Budden? Why you calling Joe Budden on real estate and trying to get him in the door? Like, you ain't gonna get nothing from that. Okay, I'm not a fucking fool. But even outside of that, if my brothers I love or friends or people that I just came across and I know they got money or some shit saved, and I put them in connection to a dude that said they can flip something for him. I know this nigga shady. I know this nigga maybe had a few scams in his day in his past. And they take your children fund and the money you were saving to buy a house or a car or some shit. I'm not a good friend, bro. I can try to get out of it and all that other. I'm not a good friend, bro. If that was my brothers, if that was my family members, if my girlfriend, like if that was my kids, and I put somebody in their life that did that to them, and I knew that they had a shaky past, because let's be real, bro. You gotta know something about this nigga ain't right.
Yeah.
He was doing shit where he ain't even owned a building or he owned it previously and sold it and all other type of shit. You ain't
Yeah,
had no
he was just some
idea.
crazy. He was just some crazy shit. He was
Like,
like owning builders and selling builders, but telling y'all he was gonna use the money for the building he had already sold, and maybe it was like he was doing some crazy shit. He was wilding.
yeah,
But like you said, it's so easy to scam on social media. If you like, wouldn't even know like they was really doing them houses. They could have been just pulling up and go walking in houses and be like, "Look, we're gonna probably flip this house for 450,000. We'd have paid 300,000 for. We're gonna flip it for 450." And then when they walk outside, you see them both get into Rolls Royce colors, and you like, "Well, they got to be making money. So
yeah,
why wouldn't I?" When you see even like a Greg Cardone, he do like funds and shit. I don't know if he's scamming and shit. People say he scams, but who knows? When you see him with the private jet and the what, like something's got to be working for him. But what a lot of people don't know is like a lot of people get money from y'all, whether it's you buying their courses, so you're kind of funding that fake lifestyle.
Rico, you
They'd have
funding
made
Rico?
they'd have made the fake lifestyle, right? And then now they'd have got y'all hooked into it, so they start selling y'all courses on the shit. And now the course money is what's actually funding. Now they really rich for real. Now they really rich because they ain't got y'all buying courses and investing in seminars and all this type of shit. And it's like that's social media, man. Social
Yeah,
media.
but yeah, even if you didn't know, I think you should be apologizing profusely for putting that nigga on the platform.
Yeah, definitely. People say, well, I don't know. People keep be saying the word on the street is the breakfast or iHeart is looking to fire Envy. All I saw was Rory and Maul. They was talking about it. But what do you think about that? That since he kind of used that platform to bring up Caesar to highlight him, you know, he's using the platform to say, hey, come to my real estate seminars. We in Houston, we're in Dallas. Real estate seminars will teach you how to do this. You can even invest with us. Like, you think they should fire him for that?
Yeah, when there's a direct connection. If you just put him on and this nigga just so happened to be a scamming, lying ass nigga and you had him on the show, cool. But when you personally platform him multiple times, did he come on the show multiple times?
Yeah, he's been on there
He
probably
come
like
on the show
three
multiple
times.
times. He's a friend of yours. Yeah, to me, it's more about how things just look than how they are, and that happens to many people. And I feel like he should, out of all people losing millions of dollars, yeah, bro, you gotta lose something, bro.
Bro, he had a bad year. I ain't gonna lie. He had the whole the gunplay shit, the Rick Ross shit. This like,
He been having some bad years in general. The
bro,
white father shot him, like
I feel like that was this year. Shit, he had some like golly.
that shit crazy.
But I don't know. I doubt they fire him though. It's like, bro, what are they gonna do? Like, they gonna have this gonna be just Charlemagne on that hell? Like,
Charlemagne and
just hilarious.
hilarious.
Man, they probably could do that, but I don't think they would. This shit blurry as hell.
Yeah, it's a new aesthetic.
Okay. Um, but yeah, what else you got?
I mean, I really don't want to get into the Hamas conversation. I mean, if you do, we can talk about it. I'm not.
I got to.
It just it's a lot going on with that situation. I'm not really sure the facts on either side. I don't want to come off like I'm already pointing fingers. Like I do have certain feelings towards certain shit, but I don't know if I should say that publicly without knowing all the facts because it's shit that's all over the place.
No, there's a lot, man. I've been like I said, I've been reading into shit. I've been watching hella videos about shit. I've been trying to get like a little educated on the history. Really, what I've been trying to do is like whatever's going on right now. There's so much information coming about that shit. I don't even know. So I try to just go into the history of like the actual like how it started, what happened, who is these people, how these people get here, how did this situation get to where it's at. So that's what I've been really focused on because with what's going on right now, it's like obviously we saw it. They hopped in, right? The Hamas hopped in to Israel, killed civilians, kidnapped civilians, and now Israel is responding. And now we're seeing like, oh shit, this hospital got blew up, and then they're saying they didn't do it. Israel and Joe Biden are saying that it was the other side that did it. It's like,
Yeah, it's certain stuff we can't talk about around it versus like who I actually think done shit.
you
Because
know,
500 people.
fix your camera, mother. I make clips out of this shit.
My bad, yeah. I wanted
And it's blurry. That's just so blurry.
the cat walked past it, man. You know how that shit be.
There we go.
But yeah, I mean, it's certain stuff we could talk about with the situation. Just off like 500 people, 500 people dying at one time is insane at this day and age.
No,
And
that's
it's not
crazy.
something I expect to wake up and see unless it's an earthquake, a tsunami, or something like that. And even with this day and age, I still don't expect it because that's a huge number. So you gotta think about the type of missiles and stuff that's going on next to these civilian people. Like it's a legitimate war, and I can honestly, brother, maybe Pearl Harbor and like certain situations, but I can't think of a single missile that I'm not like a historian that landed against like a like say um during like Iraq, America sent a missile towards the mountains and they got 500 people at once, like where they was aiming
Yeah,
at.
I don't know the body counts of Iraq and shit like
Like,
that.
but I'm like to hit 500 people with one missile at one time. That's insane. Like maybe you would kill like 20, 30 people. Like I heard they blew up like a funeral or like some shit like that. Like I'm sure like 50 people died or maybe some shit like that. But you gotta think about 500. Like that's like that's damn near like a high school football game, like or some shit like that. That's a lot of fucking people, and to
Yeah.
get that at one point, I just don't think of like say like motherfuckers just throwing bombs back and forth. Like I don't think you gonna hit 500 motherfuckers in one day. Like that's a like it's just thinking about that number to me is insane. Like that's half of a
It's
thousand.
just, even like I could even fathom like
Insane.
I can't fathom like living in that environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we just imagine like you like where you live at right now, right? And you just like missiles are just dropping all around you. And you're kind of just waiting for one to like just drop on you. Like I can't even fathom living in that. Like, how do you go to bed? Like, how do you even like relax? Like, how do you? I don't even understand how you do anything besides just constantly looking up at the sky, waiting for something to drop on your head.
Yeah, and you know what? That really is crazy because that's how it's always been. Like during the Berlin times, during all these other times, like people used to have to go into the bomb shelters and all that different shit. The alarms would go off. I remember Saving Private Ryan. The mom was like, take my baby," and then they end up blowing up or some shit like that. It happens all the time where innocent homes is getting blown up just because they're in the middle of the warpath, and it feel like how for like all these years about we supposed to be fighting, like they fight for our rights and they fighting for all this. How the fuck are y'all allowed to kill innocent civilians in the mix of this and not caring? Like I get it, like it's another enemy on the other side, but at some point we not like barbarians no more in the 1800 where we just don't have a thinking mind and we just can't.
You know,
It just straight rage, like bro. If y'all got it, it's so serious. Duke it out in the middle of the field at three
I've been
o'clock.
saying that, like, just, bro, just like, just go, like, just take it to y'all. Y'all are in the Middle East. It's plenty deserts, bro. Like, y'all can do some old school, like, y'all at the top of this hill, y'all at the top of this hill. Let's just get it cracking, bro.
Bro,
Like,
we won that bitch.
let's get it cracking, bro. All these innocent people, like I said, I say Israel at this point is like, because I was always on like like I get it, like when somebody attacks you as a country, you're gonna attack back. But now it's just feeling like, all right, bro. It's just like
It's careless, man.
it's like, all right, okay. I get like, 'cause I think it was like, I think what last total I saw was like 2,000 people dead, like 8,000 something injured.
Off
It's
of
like
1 week, right?
that's just this week, past week. That's 10,000 people affected, and who knows about their families? It's like I get it. They came through. Hamas came through, killed y'all people. They evil, whatever. I got you. I feel you. But if they're gonna be hiding behind civilians, it's kind of like, bro, what are you? How many more people are you gonna kill? Like how many more? How many more is Like and like I said, Hamas whole ass niggas. If what they're saying is true, like Hamas be hiding there, they be shooting missiles out of schools and they be shooting missiles out of hospitals and shit like that because they know it's like, well, they can't attack this hospital. You know, we're shooting shit out of here, but they're not gonna attack the hospital. It's like they some whole ass niggas. I get it, but it's like,
So my thing with Hamas, my questions are when they're firing these rockets, or is it out of defense because they're being invaded, or is just these niggas are already being terrorists and now they're trying to stop terrorism in Gaza? Was things in Gaza peaceful with Hamas and all these different people? And now that there's a war and people are fighting and all these different tactics are being had, is that the case? That's what I need to know. Like, if it's
are
like,
you asking is Hamas
like
terrorizing people in Gaza
yeah,
or
like were they harassing? Like, how was the peace relations in Gaza before the war with Hamas? Like, were these people terrorists to the regular civilians? Or are they like, you know how like you used to?
well, they've been their government people since I think 2006. So I don't know if they've been.
So
I don't
they
know.
they
How I
never
look at how I look at it as this. I look at it as like I understand how something like Hamas is created, right? So it's like when you lived because they were created in 1987, right?
So it's not like some terror. I just gotta get a question. They're not some terrorist organization. This is a government.
Well, no, they're saying they're a terrorist organization that became the government because they're obviously like the who's gonna stop them.
Okay,
But
but
it's a
did they
touchy.
have
It's
a
a touchy.
government
It's a
before
touchy.
though?
It's a touchy. Yeah, they got like the Palestinian Authority. They got the Palestinian. They got a whole bunch of. They had a whole the
So they overthrew
Fatahs.
them.
Like they had a bunch of. They had a bunch of shit. Well, that was Democratic. They got voted for.
So that's not
They got
terrorist.
voted for.
Terrorists don't get voted for.
Well, I mean, if you like, it's like the mob. If you like the mob, like nigga, whether other people gonna say no,
Not for 10, 15 years straight, bro. That's not how
well,
that.
then that becomes a dictatorship. That becomes like North Korea. Because I don't know. I think they haven't had a vote since then. So
Okay,
they had the
all
vote,
right.
and they had a vote since then.
Thank you. Okay, all right.
From what I read, I could be. Yeah, quote me if I'm wrong, but
No,
that's what I
that's what
saw.
I was trying to get. I was trying to get clarity on kind of like what is this group in a sense. But keep going.
But it's like I was saying, I can see how you become that, right? Because Wardo is like D-Friend always pull out a book. Boom, I've been reading this book, right? Son of Hamas. So this guy, and I'm only like 128 pages into it. It's like 200 pages, but so this guy wrote this book. His dad is one of the 7 people who founded Hamas, right? And it got founded obviously because back in the day, because it goes from like his childhood is 12, 10, like his early ages to now. And back then she used to be fucked up. Like he said, they used to have curfews. And it wasn't like in America, if you get caught out of curfew, like they'll take you home to your parents. He said if the IDF soldiers saw you out and about, they'll shoot you.
Oh, so
They'll just they'll just kill you.
like
Like
black people in sundown towns.
yeah, like if they caught you outside, well, not even like that, because sundown town is like white people shit. This is like it's like if you live in Fifth Ward, but white people just now patrolling that shit, making sure y'all are, y'all ain't doing what y'all not supposed to do. So if you out walking around in your town, this is your town, you in Fifth Ward,
Yeah,
but you out at curfew, we put here for y'all, we'll
damn.
shoot you. It's like damn, like okay, like you can see why people would hate these people. Like it's not a surprise why something like a Hamas would
You
be
call
created.
them the terrorist group.
It's kind of like the Black Panther Party. It's like um, a group of people see something going on to their community. And they're trying to create a thing, and shit can get out of hand because they had stories. I don't know if these are true, but of Black Panthers people, not I don't know who, but like
They were infiltrated.
working with like alternate Middle Eastern people I think it was like the guy who created, I don't know if it was the Black Pea Stones or the something. That's why he's locked up because he was doing like arms deals with like Middle Eastern people and shit like that and trying to help
Hating.
facilitate
Trying to get out. We trying to get resources, baby.
facilitate shit, right?
But
So it's
I got
like
a question.
they
What's the IDF?
the Israel Defense Force, like they're military.
Okay.
Israel's military. That's who it is. But it's just like he even just talked about like his dad when they first created him. I was like, Israeli police used to pull up to the house, take his dad, torture his dad for months at a time in prison, and let him go. And then maybe 3 weeks later, they pick him up again. And like it's just like, Like I said, if
So,
you're in that environment, I can see why they hate them.
and it's been going on for like 2 decades or longer.
It's going on for longer than that. The Hamas just got created in 1987.
But it had been going on even longer than
But
that.
like the whole Palestinian Israeli conflict been going on shit since like it started like 1918, right? Whenever because Palestine at first was ruled by the Ottoman Empire, which obviously like is Islamic, Turkish, whatever. They ran all that shit. Then after World War One, the Ottoman Empire broke up or just whatever. I guess they got conquered. I don't know, whatever. You know what happens in war, conquered. And then the British got put in charge of Palestine, right? And I think that the French got put over like Syria and Jordan and whatever, right? So then that's when they had the Balfour Declaration where they were like, we want to create a Jewish state or Jewish whatever, like country. And I guess
Why did they want to just all of a sudden do that?
because the Zionist movement started picking up steam, I guess.
So that's
And
like Hitler type shit.
no, Zionist is Jews wanting their own country. That's what Zionism is.
Where were they at during this time?
In Europe, just like places in Europe.
So they didn't have a home. Like, why would they? What happened when they weren't in their homeland no more? Like,
Well, so the history from what I've seen, a bunch of like different YouTube videos was the Jews are like Moses, Egypt, part the Red Sea. They moved from Egypt to Jerusalem, and then that's when you get King David and all that happens. And then that's when then you get the Ottoman Empire come and take over. So y'all get the fuck out of here. Now it's an Islamic Arab nation. You know what I'm saying? Because they were like when I see people say shit like the Palestinians have been there, their father's father's father. I'm like, bro, that's war shit. Like the Jews were there at one point, and then they got taken over by the Ottoman Empire, and they got displaced to
yeah,
Europe and wherever.
was these Jews? I know Jews was slaves in the Bible and shit like that, but were they a part of any crusades on their own and they just took an L? Like, are we like
No,
feeling?
I think they got. I think they took it. I think they took an L. Like they took an L from the Ottoman Empire.
So they was actually in the war though. Like they,
For
or was
what
they?
I don't think they just like dipped. I thought they probably tried to fight for their homeland at a certain point.
Oh,
I
so they
think
was getting invaded, or they?
yeah, by the Ottoman because Ottoman Empire is like think of 300 and that guy who's like just picking up
Yeah,
countries as he goes along and just like massive his army. It's kind of like that was going on.
gotcha. That's what you're saying.
And he takes over that piece of land.
No,
They get displaced to Europe and all these other places.
I was asking were they like on some trying to invade other places and then got their ass whooped and then they ain't had nowhere else to go. But because I feel like I thought you were saying like it's a part of war, so like why would we feel bad that they took a L? But they kind of got invaded type shit, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But even when when Jewish people come back to Israel, right? It's like they start coming back to Israel because of Jerusalem and it's the holy site. But really, that's everybody's holy site. Like the Islam has like a very holy site. I forget what it's called. I don't know if it's the Temple Mount. It's called something. They have their holy site there. Then obviously the Jews and the Christians. So these three religions have the holiest site in this place, right? So they're fighting over that piece of land, and then they're fighting over
The
Palestine.
Palestinians are Muslim, right? Most Palestinians.
Yeah, they're Muslim. So they got that whole thing going on. And then I think Israel after the World War II, right, happens. Obviously, more Jews are like, we definitely need our own spot. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, look what the fuck just happened. So they start coming down, but to try to acquiesce to the Arabs, the British put like like only a certain amount of people could come in here. A certain amount of Jews, only like 85,000 Jews a year, because y'all too many people trying to come in here. We fight with the Arabs about it. They don't want y'all niggas here.
How
So
many
there's a lot going on.
people is there? Is there like a number on that?
Like how many people are in Israel? Or
Yes.
just in the world?
It's like when they say 85 like a year, god damn, that's a lot of people just moving and displacing
Yeah.
in a small matter of time. Like every year, that's a lot of fucking people.
They got 6.8 million Jewish people living there right now. So that's the only Jewish
Very
majority
much
country.
so.
But yeah, they were trying to do that. And then like Jewish people didn't like that because they wanted their people to come. They started fighting with Britain, and obviously they started fighting with the Arabs. And I'm kind of summarizing, but then Israel comes on like, okay, we're like breaking away from that shit. We're not creating the country of Israel. Like we're staying. This is our shit, Israel. So then when that happens, all the Muslim countries that are around there Egypt, Lebanon, Jordan, Syria, Saudi Arabia. I don't know if it's Iran, Iraq. They all attack Israel, right? Like we on your ass, all sides. We're attacking Israel. Somehow they win, and then they take more land. That's how they start pushing niggas out. Like that's how they push y'all down to Gaza and push y'all to the West Bank. Like, all right, yeah, we got attacked. We won. So like it's some war shit, right? It's fucked up, obviously, yeah, but you know, it's war shit.
I fucked up if they attacked first in a sense. I mean, y'all decided to make a move and y'all took an L. It is what it is. Like, and my thing is, it shouldn't have had to come down to war because y'all. I get land and resources and this idea of a holy land and shit like that, but I don't think it. When we talk about
It also when it comes to religion, and everybody thinks that they have that right. Like the
yeah,
Arabs say, like Allah, this is our right to this land, and they think that whoever they, I don't know, they call them just God, I guess Jewish people or Yahweh, I don't know what they call them. That this is their land, and like you know,
see,
it's a fuck
I
situation.
will I will relay a message that came from Ragnarok. Asgard is not the place; it's where the people are, and that's I think that's even something that's in the Bible to a degree. So when you talk about homeland and all this different shit, like it's where the people reside and where they make that place. It's just like church, like a church is just a building with four walls till people congregate in it. The people make that a holy place, not the facilities and shit like that. That's what Jesus was trying to tell people in the churches, and that's why they kicked them out the fucking church. And because they were selling merchandise and selling all type of shit. They were selling Starbucks and all type of shit inside the church. And he was like, this is not a church. This is like shit like that. And they ain't like that because they fucking up his money. That was a part of the reason they got him crucified. But yeah, when you talk about these ideas and you gonna kill people that or sacrifice your own people, which like I said, make a holy land. Your people is the holy land. You willing to sacrifice actual blood over land it's so much land out here. It's kind of stupid, bro. It's honestly, like I believe in the Bible. I believe in religion, but at that point, you're doing some mythological shit. You're like, I can go outside. There's a bayou. What not? What this could be where Jesus was at versus like so like I'm just being funny, but it's like it's just some fucking land, bro. You can make any land special. All that fucking land in the world, and y'all fighting over that shit. It just to me that shit becomes childish at a certain point, and the reason it's childish because it's the elites of these groups playing them games and getting they people riled up and all these other different things. Because you got to think, I was listening to some people at my job today, and they were talking about the Israel stuff. And shout out to white people. Not all white people think alike for sure. When there was one dude, he kind of had this approach where it's like, yeah, you can't let them Palestinians. That's what he said into other places because everywhere they go, they fuck it up. He was talking about how some Palestinians went into China or something, and they created the Muslim Brotherhood and almost took over China or something like that. And that just felt like some propaganda. I was like, maybe there was a Muslim Brotherhood that created some power, but to say they were about to take over China to me, maybe I just don't know history or some shit. But I feel like
That's I don't know about the Chinese. That's how Hamas got started. The Muslim Brotherhood came in through Egypt into Gaza, and then that's kind of what the Hamas kind of became a branch of Muslim Brotherhood, but it had its own name within
But he
Gaza.
was trying to make it seem like there's just like intolerable, like almost like just like if they came to if we let Palestine and America, they'll run America in a matter of years because it's just the same narrative of like blacks are gonna take our jobs or Mexicans gonna take our jobs and displace us and like all this other different crazy shit that just never really happened. Like
Yeah,
so it just felt like so what I was really saying is like when you talk about a dude that think like that, they talk about that in their churches because it was the day before is a Tuesday. Some people would come in on Tuesday, some people come in on Wednesday. People came on Tuesday, some church people. They was talking about it as well, and they was just talking about it from obviously a religious standpoint. They was Christians, so they more on the Jewish side than they are on the Muslim side. And they was just speaking on it from a certain perspective. I don't think I didn't hear any shit like the Palestinians and shit like that, but it's clear they had their certain feelings and narratives already about the situation. I know they don't really know shit about that. situation and to talk about the real history and stuff like that. And that should be passed down from the elites of the Jewish communities or the elites of the Muslim and Christian communities that can push these dumbass wars, bro, and then get these people to be riled up against other people and want to go fight. Like it just, but to me, it's just insane when you talk about this is all over some fucking land. Like
I think it's land, it's geopolitical positioning. It's like people say that Israel is there for like the Western to have like a kind of a foothold and like a spy apparatus in the Middle East. That's why we're so like pro Israel, like
it's probably why they won the
the
initial war you said talked about.
oh the Yom Kippur or the seven whatever one it was, I don't remember. One of those two wars they had. But yeah, it's it's unfortunate to me. It's unfortunate for the civilians because even when you think about Hamas, right, or when in the book he talks about there was a leader of the Palestinian Authority who was like they were like known as the official government for the Gaza and the West Bank because Gaza and West Bank are two different parts, but they're both like Palestinian. So it's like say like you got let's say you got Houston, you got all that land in between Houston and Dallas. Like say all that land in between Houston and Dallas is Israel. So you got Palestinians living here, and you got Palestinians living there in two different parts, right? I think West Bank is governed by the Palestinian Authority, and Gaza, I think, is it's different. It's all they got a whole fucking bunch of different Palestinians. They got Fatahs and all kind of shit. But anyways, um, he was saying in the book, he was saying at one point they had a meeting in was that shit that they be having with the presidents, Camp David or some shit they have for presidents, whatever. Something with Bill Clinton. It was the Israeli prime minister. It was the leader of the Palestinian Authority. He has a Islamic name. I can't pronounce it. But Israel had offered them like, we'll give y'all this. We'll give y'all Gaza. We'll give y'all 90% east of Jerusalem, and we'll just do like this two country whatever type shit. And he was just kind of like that. He denied it. The guy he denied it. And he in his mind, and mind you, like I said, this guy is the son of the guy who created Hamas. His mind, he was like, these leaders in Palestinian, they don't care about the people. Like they care about enriching themselves. Like if you look at Hamas leaders, they don't live in Gaza. They live in Qatar, and they're rich, and they're away.
That's what I was saying. That's
They're
what I
away.
was saying.
They're away from this whole shit. Like they're calling shots, but they're calling shots from penthouses and villas, driving Mercedes and like they're not even really affected by the shit going on there.
Sound like America.
They profiting off the shit going on there. Iran's giving them billions of dollars because you got to think Iran's probably not just giving them billions and millions of dollars to like for weapons. They're probably giving them weapons, but they're also just giving the people, the leaders, money. So like I said, they're in Qatar living the life while the people in Gaza are getting bombed and they're getting, destroyed.
I got two hilarious points in real life things that I gotta say. Shout out to the 1500s for doing it better than niggas doing it in 2023. Motherfucking King used to step out in the motherfucking silver plated motherfucking vest on the horse. And if they get flanked and he get killed, he get killed.
Hey, it's whatever.
But he out there. It ain't some rich nigga that ain't know about no war that's like
pampered, living life in Qatar, and he chilling.
They showed Trudeau, they showed Biden, and I forget the other dude. That was like weak men make for hard times, and it's just these dudes that have never touched any filth. Joe Biden ain't never worked hard, like a real day of like hard work. He ain't never had to stress about no bills. This nigga ain't never had to worry about no fucking economy. Like, and these the niggas that get to push agendas and wars and shit. Nah, bro. Like I said, bring back the 1500s and one other motherfucking thing. I don't never want to hear black people ain't shit, black people violent, black people all this. Nigga, we was in the mix of coming out of segregation during the crack era. And yeah, we had some gangs that was inspired by stopping motherfucking police for getting on their ass and then turned into some other shit that was also infiltrated by CIA members and shit like that. And yeah, some niggas got killed and some civilians died. But 500 motherfucking in one sitting, nah, y'all niggas, y'all ain't no different than Bloods and Crips. No different. Just more violent. I don't think a Blood and Crip would be like, I got an op right there, and I know we're gonna that's the whole he behind 500 people in the projects, and we're just gonna blow this whole motherfucker down just to get him. I don't think niggas pressing that button. I don't think niggas pressing that button. So
Yeah.
these Israel and all these people supposed to be not Hamas supposedly, but these supposed to be some of the most thoughtful, richest people when you talk about Jews that they're rich in America and all this other different shit. They're supposed to be thoughtful to a degree because, like I say, black people these inherently violent people, right? What the fuck going on there? They're supposed to be ultra religious people. What the fuck going on there? Where's the God in them and the forgiveness in them and all this other?
Well, to be fair, and this isn't me saying this. This is in the Torah and all that type of shit. They look at Gentiles like they're like, I don't know who practices that there, but it's in the Torahs of what like Gentiles and like they don't really care. It's
Deal
like
with Gentiles.
people who aren't Jewish.
Yeah, and we ain't gonna get into.
Yeah, I go get to two. Y'all go read it yourselves. Like it's in the book, but um, they don't care about each other. Like they don't. They just look at them like it's like super religious. When people get super religious with their shit, like if you go to like once again to quote the book, he talks about Islam as being a ladder. He says like you can step on the first ladder and you get into the faith, Allah, praise, da da da. And he said when you get to that top level, super get into it. That's when you get to the jihad shit. When you get into Christianity, you get to that top level Christianity. You're too hardcore into it, and you're too like the gays, the killing. You get all that type of shit. You get too crazy with the religious shit. That's the top stuff. In the Jewish, when you like read the Torah, if you top level that shit, it's like you get to a whole nother level of that shit, and you let that shit consume you. It pushes you to do evil shit. I get it. Hamas attacked Israel as a country. They have a right to respond. But at a certain point, when you start seeing all these babies being killed and all this, it's kind of like, at this point, it's like, okay, can we confirm that we've killed any of the actual terrorists? Can we confirm at least that we've killed a leader? Like the leaders, like I said, the leaders in Qatar. Y'all ain't attacking Qatar because y'all don't. It's a whole Qatar, Iran. Y'all don't want to. It's too. You just leave that alone. But like any leaders,
Why
like
though? Y'all want the smoke?
Nah, you can't do that.
What does killing these niggas that's getting paid to like
the low level niggas? What's to get you killed? Low level niggas.
They're not that important.
Yeah.
What's the point of trying to kill a bunch of cartel members when you got El Chapo recruiting niggas and kidnapping niggas still by the boatload and got all the resources to do it because niggas in Mexico starving? Who gives a fuck if you take a couple of them out? It's millions of Mexicans. And to El Chapo, they disposable.
And I ain't gonna lie, like I told you, you can really only at this point, to be honest, further radicalize people. Because like I told you, when I sent you that video of that guy who years ago, he was just sitting in the street. They lighting their ass up, shooting him and killed his 12-year-old son. And then now, 2023, he's sitting there with his two other kids with sheets over their bodies. How do I expect that nigga not to become militant and want to like see the doubt? Like how can I as a human look at that and be like, no, he should just chill. He should just pray to Allah. He should just get over it. You know what I'm saying? How could I even? Because I don't think I could do that. Because one is like, okay, because let's say a lot of these people, they were born in Gaza and they just go through the bullshit. But they're like, I don't want to be militant. I don't agree with Hamas. I don't agree with Hezbollah. I don't agree with none of that shit. But then when it just start actually happening to you, it's like, and then you feel like these are the only people that are defending you. It's kind of like I can see how you get into the shit.
I'm not going to work 9 to 5 no more. Who gives a fuck about that when niggas is out here wiping me out? I work all my life to protect my family, build a life for myself, and do shit the right way just for a nigga to take that shit from me in a matter of a second.
Seconds.
Fuck living life this way. I'm going to be the most Captain America ass, Arnold Schwarzenegger ass,
Bane type of nigga.
Rambo ass nigga. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
Just like I could like just do the both sides shit. I can see how an Israeli motherfucker might be like, damn, y'all just came and wiped my whole family out. Fuck them. So it's like I hear people get surprised by certain shit. It's like, are you really surprised when niggas get militant? When niggas get radicalized? Like, are you surprised? When, like I said, if you fuck reading the book, y'all can just watch documentaries. If you see like Like he says, every day they was burying Palestinians that was getting killed. They arresting people, torturing people, like just out of being scared that something might happen. Like you didn't even confirm if something's gonna happen or not. Just you look suspicious, we're gonna arrest you and do this. Or like I told you, if you out past curfew, we're gonna kill you. Because back then they didn't have guns. Like they didn't have guns in Palestine till like what the book say, like the 80s or something like that, like the 80s maybe. And all they were doing was throwing rocks at tanks and shit, and they was killing you for throwing rocks at them. So it's like I don't know, bro. I get how you get to that point because at a certain point, like I always say, like if you back a dog into a corner, you just beat the shit out of a dog. That dog gonna defend itself.
You know who the real at fault? The Allies, the UN. I mean, we could speak on this as well. America just vetoed the ceasefire, and I feel like the thing about vetoing that, maybe I don't know military politics. If you do a veto and they keep firing, you maybe go in there and break both of them up. Like, hey, well, we gonna just because the civilians getting killed. We care about the civilians. We're gonna come in here because we're Marvel, right? We're the fucking Avengers of the world, right? America
Yeah,
and Britain and the UN. Let's say the UN. That's the fucking Marvel Avengers, the top nations of the world that got all the resources. We're gonna come in here and break this up. And y'all don't want us to come in here and break this up because if we doing that, we're gonna come bust y'all ass like some parents supposed to do, and act like y'all some kids that just misbehaving. But no, America's picked the side. Is gonna keep antagonizing, backing them, and like Andrew Tate said, millions of people gonna starve, millions of kids gonna die, and some more shit, or not millions, but well,
enough.
technically millions when you talk about generations of people that's dying right now.
I mean, just look at Yemen, look at Syria, look at like we allowed Saudi Arabia to fuck up Yemen, cut off their supply to get food. They killed a bunch of people there, like because obviously we want oil from Saudi. It's a lot. The Middle East is fucked, man.
And you got to think is, I mean, obviously, it's interest invested in trying to have these places fucked up so they can take advantage of these situations. But at the end of the day, if we really had these powerful nations that really cared about peace and war, I mean, peace and tranquility and moving on to this new world and shit like that, they wouldn't be picking sides. They would be saying, "Hey, at the end of the day, y'all have grievances." But we can't have because you got to think about it like this. America turned its eye, and the UN turned their eye when they was policing them wrong and doing all this other shit. Right? They should have said something then. They ain't say nothing. If that, because you gotta think, if that was Hitler, some shit. Oh, if that was some people that was doing some shit to some other type of people, that was their allies. Let's just say that they felt some type of way. Like you doing it, you doing what to our people? Oh, all right, nah, y'all can't do that. So you know that's wrong just on the humanitarian. Like niggas get all these humanitarian wars and all these humanitarian things and even war. They got humanitarian things that you can't do. Like let's not use this type of gas or I forget what it was, like some type of fire or some shit like that no more. Forget what it was. Just because it's just inhumane. But killing civilians, that's a part of being inhumane. So when I see that, or even oppressing them with a military force, at some point, it was like, all right, let's step in here before this get too wild. America tried this out for years. Now they got this outrage and war and that they can't really stop. But it's because of these people trying they out for years. So much different crazy shit from both sides that's went on, and the UN and people that's like you say got power should have been stepped in before it
Yeah,
even got to this point. And even now they should be stepping in.
yeah. It's like I get it too. Like I get Israel. Like they don't want to. They probably don't want to do a ground invasion because they don't want to lose their people. But just dropping bombs and shit to me is kind of like to me, like I said, at first I was like, hey, I get it. Like they came through y'all's walls, they paraglided in, they killed y'all people. Y'all react, right? Y'all reacted, cool. Okay, now y'all's reaction is blowing shit up. You seen kids dying. You seen okay. It's like I told you. It's like okay, can y'all at least confirm out of the 2,000 people that got killed, 8,000 got injured? How many of those people can y'all confirm are Hamas soldiers, leaders, bomb maker? Like, can y'all confirm any of those people are any of, or did you just kill 2,000 civilians and 8,000 and Hamas people just like they still hiding
And
underground?
that's a great question. I also want to know how many estimate what's the estimate of how many Hamas like soldiers do they even have in Gaza?
You
Like
know,
Like you said, an invasion. It's like are y'all talking about 50 people y'all trying to find? Is it like 100? Like y'all have a military force. Like is it a military versus thousands of people? Like what is
Not
this?
even that too. Like people herald Israel as having one of the greatest. I don't know, not secure. What's it called? Intelligence
Operations.
operations in the world. Like when people say the word Mossad, they get oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like oh, it's like Mossad and CIA. Like you know what I'm saying? Shit, Mossad, CIA, and MI6. Like those are like the ones that are famous. You know about, right?
Hmm.
It's like y'all don't like y'all can't just send like I'd rather send the ground invasion in. The civilians, they really civilians. They're gonna fucking scatter. And then y'all get in the combat with actual people that y'all just gotta get in the combat with them niggas. Like if they start shooting at you, like you know, okay, that's probably a person. You know what I'm saying? That's a person. That's a person. If we saying that Hamas holds underground bunkers with all their weapons in hospitals, okay, cool. Y'all gonna go in that bitch, go in the hospital and like, I mean, like I said, it's tricky. It's war. Like shit, Hamas might be like, fuck it, we're gonna have a suicide bomber. It's tricky. I get it, but at what point, like I said, do we keep seeing these dead Palestinian kids? Like, all right, are we gonna? Is it gonna keep like? All right, shit looking a little hectic. Because even if it wasn't even wasn't the hospital, take out the hospital. Let's say the hospital was a part of the 2,000 number. Okay, 1,500 people dead and still 8,000 people injured. Like, I'm seeing these videos, these Palestinian dads holding their daughters, dead babies, not even dead, like mangled. They're still alive, but they're mangled. Ears fell off, missing a finger, missing hands. Like, yeah, there's a lot. There's still bad shit that can happen that you're not dying. Maybe you're paralyzed forever. Maybe you lost your hearing, you lost your vision. Like, there's a lot of shit going on there. That
You lost your innocence.
yeah.
You could be a kid could be completely unscared from getting hit by a bomb, but he ain't seen other people get hit by it. Motherfucker don't ain't a kid no more after start seeing too
I
many
seen a
hit.
video of a kid. They had him next to his mama. Mama was dead. They however they say it in it was like I know Baba that's daddy, but whatever the mama like this kid like you know what I'm saying like this shit war's fucked up man. War's
It's just
I try to bring it into me like with the whole scenario of like the Texas Mexico like if they attacked us and I saw us blowing them up would I start feeling bad? I try to put myself in a situation. It's like would I start feeling bad? But I feel like as a human if I just start seeing dead kids, I would be feeling bad. Like, all right, bro, y'all didn't get the cartel. Y'all just killing people now. Like, if they was like, oh, we killed 35 cartel members today, I'd be like, okay, y'all getting the people that are, that was fucking with us. But it's like 500 kids got killed, 200 innocent women, 200 innocent men, who had 200 farmer men, and just like random people. They're like, are y'all gonna announce y'all killed anybody who invaded?
yeah.
Like I said, like when they go like in Iraq and Iran or whatever, when y'all attack, like y'all okay, we killed 5,000 ISIS members. Like, okay, cool. All right. Y'all killed. I don't want to just hear, like, we actually killed 25 civilians today. And, like, y'all didn't kill nobody from ISIS. Y'all didn't kill nobody from Hamas. Like, y'all just, like,
Yeah, we got it wrong today. We thought they was in this building, but nah, we just was. You can't make a shot unless you shoot it. That's
yeah.
how they feel. That's how they going about it.
Like, I was listening to the guy from Israel today at the UN thing. He was kind of on some, like, we are going to obliterate Hamas so that this never happens again. So it sounds like they like, nigga, we not, fuck with y'all talking about some international shit. We'll keep fucking these niggas up till they realize to never even attempt to do some shit like this again. But it's like I said, it feels like somebody made a point. It feels like y'all are kind of like, which I think is another international war law that you can't do. You're kind of cool with the civilians dying, hoping that the civilians will turn on Hamas and kind of like they'll revolt against their own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like they'll kind of try to handle that internally. The people be like, I'm fed up with Hamas. They're the reason this is happening. Push them out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it's like I said, the leaders of Hamas are in Qatar. So it's like,
And you're not helping their situation.
how dare Palestinians want their land back? How they doing it? No, yeesh. I mean, like I said, at some point, everybody's land was somebody's land. And like I said, when it comes to war shit, I get it, right? Um, because that's just
War.
life. That's how life has been for everybody. Like I said, at one point, Texas used to be Mexico's, and we went to war. We won. Now Mexico is a part of. It became the Republic of Texas, and then it became a part of the United States. So
When
it's just like I don't know.
there's so much, when there's so much land, there's so much technology, there's so much connectivity from like commerce and shit like that. I just don't understand what's the point. Like everywhere can be a hub of success. Like fucking Dubai was fucking a shit show. Like it wasn't even a fucking real destination to be anything, but they became something just because of obviously oil and so many other different things. But at the end of the day, with connectivity, like I said, like with like what's the point of going to war? I just don't understand that. Like you because like back in the day, wars was about resources. Like you're taking away land where we pick this type of fruit or vegetables, or they killing all the buffalo. So like we gotta fight because they kill like what the Native Americans versus like it was a certain like idea with that. So I understand it's like we're fighting for our resources, and if they take these resources, we don't have a way of life anymore. But there's no longer a thing when you can fucking get some shit shipped to you in the fucking. You can order some shit on Amazon and it get to you that same fucking day. Like I don't get why we have wars anymore. I just don't. It's too much shit out there. It's too many resources. Too much technology. It's too much travel to be talking about some shit like that in my eyes. It just is
I don't
honestly
know what happened.
it's honestly insane to me because like really think about it, bro. You're killing people for what? Like what's the ultimate like point of this shit at the end of the day? And it never makes sense. It never makes sense. Especially in this day and age. It almost seemed like, bro, we just so stupid. As like if we were just watching this from the outside, like we were some aliens or some shit, we look so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like y'all beat Mexico and pushed the Mexicans to a shitty part and took control of how they function. Um, no, I get that, but also it's like I said, if you're Israel and you
That
say
was the
we're a
time.
state of Israel and y'all get attacked on all sides by all Muslim countries and y'all win, you're not gonna like be the nicest to be. I would expect you to be nice to the people. It's like there's like morality, there's like what you wish could happen, and then there's like reality. All right.
No, I'm saying it's stupid for them to attack them. Obviously, at that point, it got to a point where hey, they pushed them
Well, I'm
to
talking about you. I'm talking about just all these. Like, there's a bunch of different factors.
yeah.
It's like, is it fucked up that Israel went into, like Jewish people went into to Palestine? They kind of overwhelmed it. They fought with the Arabs about it. They ended up winning that, and they pushed them out. It's fucked up. But in reality, all nations that are built, countries built around the world, that's kind of how this shit happened. Like somebody lost for that land to become whatever it is at some point.
Say so you can't go to your grandpappy house no fucking more. Get over it. Build a new fucking house. Get some more fucking land. It's life, bro. Like to now go lose your life over it is ridiculous. Especially when you didn't lose it in a war. Like they didn't get their shit taken out of a war. Like from what I'm understanding, they just got pushed out. And to me, like it's just stupid, man. Honestly, it's just stupid.
You know, it's unfortunate, man. It's a lot of shit.
It's
So
fucked up.
so when I look at this, it's like, um, oh, shut up, quit bitching. You say something every fucking day. Anyways, with the help of British guns, yeah, they're gonna fight for their freedom. How Israel got that land fucked up. Um, yeah,
It could be fucked up, but at the end of the day, bro, move on. Like black people, like let's say it for us, we got 400 years of being unjust, like just fucked with. from
Yeah,
so many different things. The list goes on. Either we beg for reparations or we have a civil war. It's like fuck it. Let's just have a civil war, get our land and what we think is rightfully owned for us. You know what I mean?
yeah,
At some points, like I do want reparations, but I don't think going to a civil war is worth it. Not to lose all our people and potentially maybe lose. We only like 3% or a certain percent, 8% of America. Potentially knock that back down to like 1%
yeah.
if we lose.
You could roll over or you could fight. They chose the latter because they ain't hoes. Like, bro, but it's like it's a strategic aspect to it. And to say they're not hoes, like I said, the leaders don't even live in Gaza. So pretty much you're just like leading your people to death while you're rich
Hmm.
living in other countries.
Yeah,
So
same
really, it's not like you know.
scenario I brought up. Let's start a civil war. Let's Martin Luther King, Malcolm X get us all riled up. A million man march and them niggas in motherfucking Cuba while we on the front lines.
Getting fucked over.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. It's like they can't get us in Cuba. We extradited, so they can't get us for treason. But them niggas out there fighting. Let's see what happened. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And also some people make points that like I seen Mark Lamont Hill. He was talking to the I don't know if it's the president of Israel or somebody of Israel, and he was like, "Y'all open the border for them to only go to Egypt, right? Why don't y'all let them come to your country?" It's kind of like that's kind of to me like if I get to reality, it's kind of dumb. Like, yeah, we don't think all Palestinians are Hamas, but how many are going to infiltrate with the people we're going to like? Why would I let that doesn't like to me? This doesn't make sense. If I can't differentiate who is a part of it and who's not, I'm not gonna just let everybody into my country. Like to me, it just doesn't make sense. But also, you would ask, why does Egypt not want to let their Middle Eastern
I mean,
Muslim brothers into their country?
if you let them in, I mean, you checking them and shit. Like they got to go through checkpoints. They can't bring no guns in. They can't bring no shit in. Like, what's the harm?
But you're not about to you're just not gonna let it happen. Like niggas, because you don't know whose terror sells. Like you can just let niggas be in your country. You don't know
What
who's
country?
they
What,
got they don't got to attack immediately. Like
what
you could
country? What country were they not trying to let them in?
Israel.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, like if I'm Israel and I just got attacked by people in Gaza, I'm not gonna just allow Gaza to just flow in here.
No, yeah, that don't make sense.
But Egypt didn't. Egypt wasn't wanting people to come into Egypt
That's
either.
what I thought you was. I thought you was talking about some other country because it's
No,
like, what has they ever showed like aggression towards Egypt? Like, why would
yeah,
that
no.
be a thing?
But I
Especially,
don't know why. I don't know why Egypt don't want Palestinians to come into Egypt either, though. But I don't know why. But I mean, the Palestinians they're pretty much like just stuck on this small strip of land with 2 million people living horrible lives, and they're kind of stuck between two
yeah,
major.
even that, like they cut off their water, they cut off supplies. Like not recently they did that, but they did that in the past, and a lot of people starved. Nobody stepped in. Right? Yeah, that's some.
Yeah, they don't care about the people. That's really what it comes down to. They don't care about the people. Like,
And imagine like that's some Hitler type shit, bro. You cut off the water, you cut off supplies, you make sure they don't get no food. Like you make sure they get their resources just like scattered as far as the things that's going into a whole town of millions of people. Like if you'd have kept going, like we've seen that happen where Stalin did that to people, and a lot of people died. He ain't have to gas them; he just put them in ghettos and starved them. Millions of people died. They were on that path, bro. And we like, oh, that's not in the history books. These people are just, regular people in the UN. They got to say that America gonna send 1 billion to. That's crazy.
yeah,
They got
the
blood.
Jewish wanted to take their land because of a mountain. They were off land in Uganda. Yeah, they wanted to be in Jerusalem, nigga. Like they wanted to be in their homeland or what they consider their homeland. But to be fair, in Jerusalem, if you look at this, Jerusalem, there's 971,000 people that live in Jerusalem, right? 60% of the people are Jewish, 40% of the people are Palestinian.
So I don't
But
understand. It's bro. These people living in that much proximity. These people work together. These people go to school together. at the end of the day, like racism in America is just as strong back in the day as how some of these situations going on. Like obviously, I'm not comparing the tragedies, but it, it's nasty. It get nasty when you look at some of the how bad certain shit was could have gotten and did get on from over here and over there. We live with these people. We work with these people. They're our bosses. We their bosses. We entertain by them. Sometimes we entertain them. Like I don't understand how they could just go to war like that when it's even in this place that you say is so taken over. There's a certain amount of people still living there. It's like I don't understand it. It just starts to become more about politics and the leaders than it is about the people because it seems like at some point they can live and commingle together because if you hated these people so bad, y'all would not be in the same city.
Yeah.
Jerusalem makes this huge ass fucking place. Like it's utterly insane. It's utterly insane.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this, right? So if you look at the history of that land, right? So from 1550 to 1400 BC, which is before Christ, Egyptians ruled that land right there, right? They ruled that area. And then around 1209 BCE, which would be the 12th century, that's when early Israelites and Philistines came to the area. And then according to this, in from 1200 BC or 1200 BCE to 586 BCE, that's when the kingdoms of Israel and Judah were created, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that area.
You want to know? I know you keep going. I'll speak out them.
And then after that, it says that the Assyrian invasions came, then there was a Babylonian period, and then that's when the Persians came in. There's like a whole like I said, that land, a bunch of different people lived in that land throughout history. Like I said, you got Persian, you got Israelites, Philistines, Egyptians, like, and then obviously with the Ottoman Empire, that's when like Palestine, the Romans had a little time at that land, according to this. Um, Jewish Roman War. Then you had the province of Syria, Palestinia, and then you got the Byzantine. There's like a whole bunch of people. Early Muslim period, the caliphates, like Crusaders came through a little bit. The Crusaders came through, had their fair share of it. It's like, you know,
You know, my thing is when you really find out the history of all that shit, bro, it gets hilarious because most of these people are cosplaying as some shit that wasn't them back. You gotta think this is Africa. This is Africa. Let's be real about the geographical location of the situation in place. You said Egyptians. People argue who are the Egyptians, what skin color, who's the pharaohs, and all this different shit. Hey man, this world used to be hella black. When you said Israelites, you talk about some of the comedic and some of these things, bro. If you know, you know that most of this shit relates back to black people. This is Africa we talking about. I think it start getting whitewashed when you start getting to the Roman times. I feel like, but that's like even with like Jesus and shit like that, you start getting these whitewashings. But you look in the Bible, Jesus was brown skin, seemed like he was a black dude when you talk about hair, nigga, and all this other different shit. Even his life he had to go through. He ain't have much fortune. Had a couple believers, and motherfuckers hated him for speaking the truth. Sound like a black man, if you ask me. But being funny, like most, like that shit got whitewashed. So a lot of this shit, bro, is some people cosplaying some religion that they took, bro. People was laughing at the shit earlier with the Rock. It was like it's something wrong with the Rock's clay character or some shit in the museum or something. Nigga look a little too white, look a little too pale. They do that, bro. Some people was trying to say Shakespeare was black. They said he was whitewashed. And George Washington. Some people say that nigga was black. Whitewashed him. Abraham Lincoln. People say he was black. Whitewashed him. I don't. Like I said, I can't get into the history of everything, and I don't want to be that dude that say everything is black. But there is some. I know, especially in the African and Israelites and all that different shit, bro. That shit was heavily black people, and now we got these people cosplaying, taking over these lands, taking over this shit. And that's not even their fucking religion, bro. If we being honest, like, but hey, because that we was talking about Gentiles. Kendrick know what he talking about when he was in uh that one song I forgot with Rich Kid, I think.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
But yeah, that shit all in the Bible, man. But that's the thing. It's like they can say that about certain people, call people Gentiles, all the different shit. But if you really get into other people and their feelings about the tribes of Judah, like you see them Israelites on the corner, niggas don't be playing. They call Gentiles out. They call white people out. They get real deep about this shit. New Freezer, yeah, that's it. Cocaine. He was talking about his cars like inside cocaine look like bite like Gentile, something like shit like that. But yeah, if you listen to some Israelites talk, they will get real in depth with the history and the whitewashing. I went down that rabbit hole and I ain't really been down it recently, but they got some history for you when you talk about some of these religious concepts with the Israelites, Palestinians, tribes, and all this other shit. So that shit is a very, very, very touchy conversation because it's like obviously we black and we trying to claim some shit, and they don't want us to own nothing, especially spiritual properties. But yeah, it's definitely been a whitewashing of these things throughout history for sure. Even Zeus, um, Thor, obviously, most of their gods are based off Egyptian gods that was created like uh, it, uh, Israel. That's a Kemetic thing. Isis, the Eye of Ra, and the Elohim. And Isis is the woman, El is the man. I mean, Ra is the man, the sun god, and then Elohim is Elohim is the definition of children of God. That's what Israel actually means. But like I said, this should be having very deep spiritual concepts that I know these people will be playing with and things like that in our face, but that ain't they shit, bro. That ain't they shit. ISIS, all these different things. These are concepts that's been deep in African histories, like the Emerald Thoughts, where I get my name from. Emerald Tablets, the Book of Thoth. Um, most of those concepts in the Bible, from Revelations and all that different things, are in the Emerald Tablets. That's were found in the pyramids or whatever. I think um, um, I forget either in Egypt or in South America. I can't remember where they were founded, but undestructible tablets that has scripts and shit like that. So yeah, a lot of this shit, bro, very deep. Even when you talk about the some of the shit in South Africa with these huge ass stones with the black lips and big ass noses, man. Native Americans and Seminoles, and you talk about how they say Native Americans white or light skinned, bro. Most black people are Native Americans, and that shit whitewashed. It's so much shit around us, bro. And when you really think about how they was able to get this shit off of us and tell their version of history, because you gotta think what really went on is like we ruled the world for hundreds of thousands of years with just being not even to rule the world. It just was the dominant people, and then you get the dark times where they were going through like the what's the shit called, the Black Plague and all that shit, and then you get the Moors. They start traveling up more north and helping them out with mathematics and things like that. And then I don't know the exact history and timeline, but then Rome starts to become a thing and become civilized. And even then, Rome had black emperors and shit like that. If you look it up, but they become civilized and start to dominate the world. And I think since Rome, white people start to dominate and rewrite history. And if you look at Asgard, I want to bring it back to that store when ISIS which is really his sister because all that shit is fucking whatever. What's her real name though? I don't know if you remember. Um,
Who Aphrodite? Who you talking
Helen,
about?
Helen,
Helena
Helen,
or Hello, whatever.
on Thor Ragnarok. She like it was some murals and shit on the wall, and she like threw something up, and it like broke the walls and showed like the real history behind everything. And I don't know why I said that, but that's when you really get into things, bro. That's how you start to see how they got to write their story. Like her father wrote the story of how they basically traveled the universe and had these diplomatic things, and that's how they conquered and became such a powerful thing. But in real life, they was this like powerhouse going through war, and they covered that shit up because they won. And that's history, bro. Rome and white people in the modern history have won most of the wars, and they got to rewrite and wash out everything they wanted to do. They burned libraries. The Vatican has so much fucking books and history of and things, and they have, like I said, either burn it or they have it in their possession. The Smithsonian, how deep and historical shit that we probably don't know, that they got so much history. Even people that's in science and shit that they may know, like Henrietta Lacks and shit like that. These niggas be knowing shit, bro. That they ain't gonna just give us. So when you talk about the recent history, last 500 years, or maybe even like 1,000, white people been winning, and they got to fuck up a lot of shit with the real reality. It give me I finish here. It always remind me of that Will Smith movie with the Brights. I don't know if you watched that movie, but
Yeah,
it
I
had
seen it.
some similar shit where like they were like friends or some shit at one point, and then like somebody flipped the narrative like these people were just evil, and they got
Like
the
one person kills somebody or accidentally killed somebody. They made it look like somebody killed somebody, and then now they're all evil, like
yeah,
Bright or
and,
whatever.
and
They were called
every
Brights, I guess. Yeah.
something like that, and they happen to be whatever, but yeah, it gets deep, man. Do your research, read some books, and you'll learn a lot, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clearly.
At D frame was Bryce always a pothead? I don't. I mean,
I mean, not in high school, really,
yeah, I wouldn't say high school now.
but since then, yeah.
Yeah. Since then, yeah. So yeah, emperor born in Africa, Septimus Severus, the Roman emperor who ruled from AD 193 to 211, was an African man. He was born in North Africa in the place now called Libya. This round painting called Tondo shows Septimus with his second wife and children. Excuse me.
But they make it seem like black people just was, inadequate. You would have never thought black people was ruling one of the craziest empires of all time. You
But
never would
then,
have thought.
but they'll say shit like this. There's another one that says, in that case, then no, there were no black emperors in Rome. There were no emperors of Rome who had sub-Saharan. There were no emperors of Rome who had sub-Saharan grand or great grandparents. Do you mean black as in skin color? Again, no emperor of Rome had a black skin tone, but many, if not most of them, had a brown or olive colored skin tone. So I think that'd probably be the whitewashing of it, like making them not like, oh yeah, they're like something. Their skin is this color. They're not black or they're not whatever.
Yeah, same thing with many other figures, man. It go deep. Like I said it's some historical white shit that they have out here, but man, most of this shit is built by us. Their music, every everything is a microcosm of shit, bro. What dude? I wasn't Led Zeppelin, but he was doing the pats with Pharrell. He was like da 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 da. I got that from not Zydeco, but I forget where he said he got it from. But all that shit came from rock. All these things came from blues and not Zydeco. I forget the shit back in the day what it was, but um, what's that dude name? Carrie told me to talk about this nigga, but I forget the dude name. But yeah, when you talk about black people impact, bro, this shit it go deep. And I ain't saying like I said, white people got impact in this world. Tesla was white. Um, as far as I know, Ben Franklin was white. Einstein was white. It's plenty of white people out there that had impact in the world, but bro, black people had a lot of impact, especially with the spiritual shit, especially with this religious shit, especially with um history and just being here the longest. If you ask me, the first they say the oldest person ever discovered, I think they called her Lucy, was a black woman in Africa, and that's just the first person they discovered. But pretty sure someone older than her that was black as well. The more you know,
Okay, well, praying for peace, Israel,
for
Palestine.
sure, for sure.
Um, hopefully, no more
This shit get
children being
complex,
killed.
man. This shit get complex. Even with the 13 tribes, I believe they say Israel is not a part of the 13. Like, I mean, certain Gentiles are not a part of the 13 tribes or certain shit like that. But to me, man, it's so bigger than that. Like, it's so much bigger than that because you can lead people out of certain shit. Like, say you feel a certain way about Gentiles, bro. I don't mean you gotta go to war with these niggas. Help them out of being a Gentile. Like help them niggas be better. Like if you feel like that passionate, like I just don't see why the war button is the number one button to go to when you don't like somebody, bro. Like what happened to the God in people? Like like ain't try, like because this shit based on religious shit, but it's like all of a sudden when you don't like somebody, the God and you just gone. When this shit be based on religion in the first place, it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me because like let's say God did that to us. Like we disappoint him all the time. Like we go against him all the time. Niggas should just banish us and not give a fuck about us. But what do he do? He help us. All this other shit. He try to rise up out of it. Like
Yeah,
it just. But that's what you would think you would try to do. Like yeah, you don't like these people for certain reasons, but at a certain point, bro, I don't know. I just don't see how we got to this far in life. Like and I'm really saying like me like with black people, like yeah, this our shit. But white people can have it. Like if they feel like they want to be a Christian, they feel like Jesus is white. You can have it, bro. We can have our own opinion. Like at that point, like it's just like what? Why go to war though over it? Like we could have them same gripes like right here in America, but go to war for that shit, bro. That starts to get insane to me because it's just ideas, and even if it's based on principle and history, like at some point we gotta move on, bro. Why does that never spark in people's mind? Like, I don't get it.
yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, it's fucked up, man. I'm just looking at this map of the 13. So 13 tribes of Judah or Israel, whatever it is on here. So it isn't even just
Black people.
it's not even just Israel. Like up to my modern day, it's like parts of Jordan that were a part of this these 13 different tribe places. Like if you look at it on the map, divisions of the promised land for the children of Israel.
So why is like Jerusalem or where they fighting at?
Well, it was like people wanted to be in Jerusalem, but Gaza's like, bro, Gaza's only like a small strip on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah, because Jerusalem's right here, Bethlehem, Jericho. Yeah, it's fucked, man. It's fucked up. Let me see. What I got? D. Fran Ball Fist every time you tell how blacks really ran the world. Look how you say blacks. Like he got to be. He's white, bro. He's definitely white. He's white. Definitely. It's confirmed. He's white. But yeah.
And then he gonna ask what I start speaking about history. He gonna be like, "Was Bryce always a pothead?" We know why you asked that. You really upset, nigga. He was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck black people, man.
Fuck the blacks.
I
Tech
only
Nine.
like MX
Only
Doom."
like Tech Nine. But yeah. Is that all we got? I mean, I think we could probably end it on that. I don't think it's nothing
Yeah,
else.
yeah, man, that'd be up early.
Ain't nothing else really going on. So so yeah, it was fun. Great talks, great conversation. Then we pretty much wrapped, touched on every topic. Drake, DJMV, Gaza, um, Adam 22 crash out once again. Clout's hell of a drug. Jada Will, hey, the Will's doing his thing. He love her. He accept her. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say. Then you love her, you accept her. Do you,
You
my
must have
nigga?
made Trail mad.
What you mean?
He ain't pop up.
Um, I don't know. He be. You didn't tell me you're going live. Like nigga, just be up or go to sleep, my nigga. But yeah, salute to everybody. Um.
Seeing everybody but that nigga.
All right. Yeah. Salute. Exactly. Love. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, we out. I'll be back here tomorrow probably. I'm sleeping in the motherfucker. I'm about to go to bed. Y'all have a good night. It's Woody Frame and Bryce.